Taj Mahal in beautiful Austin, Texas. Welcome to a very special Friday matinee.
Yeah, we won't start with that.
We're featuring two players today.
Yeah, we're gonna.
On the left, Doug Polk.
Well, thank you for coming out.
Yeah.
On the right,
Good to have you on the show.
Yeah.
I watched
Frankie.
the Valentine's Day stream.
Yes.
Little heads
Good
up.
moments.
There was some great
Slick
moments.
Rick,
You see
Skull
Kitty
Mike
stacking me?
in the bunker.
Let me think about that. I saw Kitty stacking lots of people.
Yeah, she did stack lots
I
of
think
people.
I saw that. Yeah, I think so.
She did great. No, we had a great time. You guys put the best stream on.
I appreciate that.
Going to be doing 10-20 today. Heads up. Looks like we got Mile High Kev in the box
We're
first.
probably going to go for that, I think.
The red chips made me think.
Doug in for 25,000. Frankie in for 2,000.
Yeah, and that's how they both agreed upon. Frankie was fine, short blind. Doug was fine with it. Frankie had not a care in the world if Doug was going to buy him for any amount that he chose. So here we are, 25 2K. Check mark for Frankie, hand number 1.
But Doug ends up taking it down with the bet. Frankie doing some of these challenges.
Once you start with the $15 bet,
Looks like we got a two-dealer
it only gets better from there.
rotation.
It
The
literally
two
only gets better from
Kevins. Wow.
Yeah.
For the first time ever, we've got
a legal bet.
two dealers named
You're off
Kevin
to a great
on
start.
the same stream.
Yeah, Frankie's playing anybody and
Yeah, see, I've played
Everyone.
people in this 100-game challenge of mine, and totally different strategies in the game. So I'm excited to see how you approach this one, Doug.
Well, if you see me play heads up, it's probably going to be pretty similar.
Yeah, that's maybe the problem with playing on stream, maybe not, but it's also anyone can study, right?
Doug with the
What
nuts.
you're doing differently.
That's 140.
made conversation. I imagine there's going to be plenty of talk between these two players today. Frankie has some friends in town, too, that might be joining the stream room here shortly.
I think they're
That's
already
the
in.
tough thing when you've played a lot of matches that are all publicly available.
Yeah, right.
If anyone ever wants to study you, there's a lot of footage. Could have live tells, could have all kinds of leaks, who knows?
I mean, at this point in your career,
Two raises to 50.
probably not many.
One raises to 200.
Doug hasn't been beating many people lately, heads up, with his Code Doug challenge going on. He's
Ooh.
been getting rocked.
Good challenge.
Yeah, for the,
It's early, though.
For
It's
the
3
public.
days in, you know.
Yeah, he's stuck 10 grand.
I had that. I had this as an open challenge to anyone for 100K, and then I started to get some people that applied where I'm like, I'm just gonna get grinded down by people that can actually play for a living, you know?
Yeah, I think that's the fun part for my challenge. It's like I want to play people that are good
Well, it's one thing to play people that are good at 1020.
for 2K, and there's
Yeah.
another to play for
Two raises to 200.
to play for 100K. I agree.
Yeah.
No, I appreciate you coming down to play me.
You're the one that came down. I just woke up and drove here.
Coming down in stakes because
Oh, come in. I see what you're saying.
it's an ego thing for a lot of people, but I just like the competition, and I appreciate you here to battle with me.
Yeah. No, it's all good. I love heads up.
Raises 50.
Brittany, the game host today.
I love playing heads
And
up.
I was planned to, if you were like hard cut in 25-50, I was like, let's battle. And everyone's like, no. I'm like,
We're going to get a lot of hands
Sounds like
in
I
with the
played
two
my hands up.
dealers. Go for a few hours today and see how it goes.
One raise 50.
Got a big weekend of poker coming your way. Tomorrow we'll have a tournament. Tomorrow night,
I mean, do you think you're the
Saturday night poker, and
Heads up,
Sunday,
yeah.
a major
I'm sure there are
high-stakes
people that are
stream.
better than me.
We'll tell you more
now.
about that.
40.
But it's just way different when you have a family and businesses and doing all this stuff.
Of course.
It's like when I was in my 20s, it was like you wake up and just play heads up all day, every day. It's a lot easier.
That's what he's doing
I
now.
have 2 kids now.
2 kids, yeah. Kids.
Frankie, a new father. Doug, a new father.
Rick, a new father.
No. My son is almost as old as you.
You didn't tell the chat about Samantha and the newborn?
Yeah, I mean, there's
Young Charlie?
people that want to just be the best poker players, people that want to run businesses, and I would say both of us who want to do both well at the highest level.
There you see in the background
I
some of
think,
Frankie's friends just
I think-
hanging around.
My trying to play poker at a really high level has passed. Like, I'm always going to be good and competitive, but I don't think it's the same where I'm just focused on that. It's just too hard to do so many things.
Big
Well,
shout out
actually,
to our
please keep hyping
moderators,
yourself up,
VW
because
Bug
when
and
I beat
Yoda,
you, then
as
it's all
always.
I don't want to hear that.
Yeah,
No, I'm not really in,
what I
it
meant,
right now.
What I meant to say was
Yeah.
no one can possibly beat me.
Yeah,
It
that's the energy I like to
yeah,
hear.
Yeah, so enjoy your loss today, buddy.
Doug with the Cowboys.
Look at that. I got kings as that happened.
Dude, that was the veins were twitching. I just folded queens.
If I had said that and opened kings and got to 4-bet, it would have been so glorious.
Nate off.
Ooh, I had a good one.
You think Doug is washed up, Rick?
No.
I mean,
You know, I always hated how the best advice I ever gotten was like choose one lane, like get really good at poker, get good at the content. I was
Yeah,
like,
it's good advice.
these mouth-breathing vloggers are destroying him.
It's a bad strat.
you've
no
never-
one does- no
you've
one-
Never, you never met me before, Doug.
I've not seen anyone.
Doug rarely
really do
loses the
both.
challenges, though. It's early, Skull.
He lost the last one. We did.
What? He's had this heads-up challenge at the Lodge where he's crushing. He crushed that challenge. He lost
Who
the
did
Bill
he play
Perkins
Who did he play
weight loss
last? Who
challenge.
did he just play? Who did he just play? I'm blacking out.
Well, he's played
Turnover betting going, huh?
Scott.
Mix it in.
He's played.
Sit down. All right.
He's playing Terrace coming up in a couple weeks. Terrace is probably going to destroy him. I got Frankie winning this one.
Do you really?
Yeah, I was impressed when I played with Frankie a couple weeks ago.
He definitely knows the game. When y'all were out there,
250.
Call.
That's 250, one call. King.
Hard to fold a king.
Yep. That's why you got trapped sometimes.
That's good. Yeah, I think it's good advice for a lot of people. But in this industry, if you're really good at poker, it also will help your branding, YouTube. I think that's worked out really well for you, too.
Well, I think I'm an example of the other way, actually.
Yeah, it came from poker, and then
Because I got to the top of poker, and then I made a hard pivot into business and marketing. And by the time I was doing business and marketing, I had pretty much given up on playing poker seriously, with the exception of when I played Negrano. Then I obviously had to go in the dungeon. Can't lose that one. The brand damage would have
how
been
many
too much.
hours total was the match? It's 30,000 hands, right?
I think it was 25,000.
25,000?
I don't know. It's probably like 150 hands an hour, 200 hands an
I,
hour.
for one, always like to see Doug coming back. I don't like to hear when he says,
Somewhat
I'm going
more
to stop playing poker.
Yeah. I also don't believe him. He's been saying that for years.
He's
and
said
yet
it a couple times.
He's here all the time. He's doing this challenge online. He's
good
going to play that game.
He's good for poker.
Of course. As is Frankie. That's why this is a very intriguing match.
One bet's 100.
Old school, new school. Doug could still be a combination of the two. Frankie,
So
an
how many hands does
up-and-comer.
it take to say that someone's definitively better?
Definitively better?
Definitively better.
Well, it depends on how much is won or lost, right?
I mean, if we have two shufflers, that counts, right?
Yeah, we can just call the match now. That seems good.
Feeling it out, you know?
Full turnover bet.
Yeah, in that match where a couple weeks ago when players could
what
go out and
prompted your-
discuss,
Your
Frankie was
foray
impressive
into
with
heads
his
of melon.
analysis.
You know, I always like, setting something.
Oh, come on, man. What the heck?
Doug again with
Wow.
a pocket pair.
I like
Doesn't get any
setting
action.
something to
Yeah, it's fine. You don't have to swear.
create a storyline, create a
Okay.
challenge for myself.
Storylines are good.
Very, very competitive. Like, so if I tell myself to do something, I'll do it. And that was the idea behind playing 100 days in a row for a video. So I played 100 days in a row, which to a professional probably doesn't sound as,
It's a lot of poker.
but it's a lot of poker. And I'm sure maybe at one point in your career you felt like you almost did that, but actually going and doing it, not taking a single day off, is definitely difficult. So I wanted some big,
Same hand here.
I wanted some big moment at the end of it, like
Yeah.
challenging someone to a big heads-up match.
Right.
And then once he accepted, I was like, okay, now we got to play a lot of heads up, build up hype.
Who are you playing?
I am going to Asia at this time, actually, and taking some of the Trident guys on. Took a lot of the Vegas guys, Landon Tice, played Patrick Leonard.
One bet's 100.
Pads.
He was a fun, very fun person to play.
I'm not really familiar with Leonard's.
I played Eric Person for a Lamborghini, if you saw that on Twitter.
I did not, but sounds profitable.
Borrowed.
Jack.
Person's Lambo. Frankie won that match.
Oh.
Had it for about a
Chopped
week.
up.
Fair fight.
Frankie was here a couple weeks ago. Then he went off to Asia, battled
good
some
match.
Trident
We were
events, and
playing,
now he's
we were playing
back. So
10-20
we
in Bobby's room.
thank him for his travels.
And then Berkey was shitting on us for playing too small, so
That's fair.
standard Saturday.
Yeah, that's fair. So how was it a Lamborghini? I was riding a Lamborghini. Did I see this? I think I saw this somewhere.
It was, I mean, so he just gave me one of
Oh, I
his
see what you're- okay.
one of his Uruses for the week.
Gotcha.
Oh, okay.
A red Urus. It was nice. I'll be honest, it was nice. Actually, as a family man myself, I like having the big car.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's nice. Have some space. Congrats, by the way.
thank you.
Frankie played with the Next Gen boys when we first started our
man, like
stream
you said,
about
it's
4
developed
years
everything.
ago.
Yeah,
He's-
it is.
Had quite the meteoric rise. Of course, married to Kitty.
Checks.
Also a great poker player. Shout out, Kitty. I know you're watching.
Two check. One check. Two check. One bet's 65.
Eight.
Five eights.
8's greater than the 6's. Doug off to a hot
Yeah.
start.
It's up about 700. Frankie started off with 2,000.
Good bet.
Thanks.
You're watching Heads Up match. We've got 2 dealers, so we're going to get a ton of hands. Already, this is our 19th hand already.
Frankie's adding 500.
2 dealers, 2 players, 2 friends,
Territory.
2
The
commentators.
first reload.
2 raises.
The first of many. I'm just kidding.
1,100
We'll
plus
be
in
playing 5K
chat.
deep,
Thank
and
you
that's
for
not 'cause
joining
we're
us
all
here.
the same.
Special edition Heads Up match.
Yeah, if this match gets really deep, it's probably going to be bad for me. Probably going to be bad.
Take you out of your comfort zone? I mean, you probably played what? No like 500 big blind stuff?
I've played some pretty deep poker.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm sure you can handle it.
Oh yeah, it'll be fine.
Folks, I want to hear who you think. Skull
think
thinks
that-
Frankie's going to win.
I think that
Who do
100
you think will win this match?
between
Let's hear from you.
500.
Either Frankie
I like
or Doug
putting you out of like totally unsolved
or
games.
Slick.
Like very deep.
I don't know.
He doesn't change that much deep.
Doug's down in the dumps right
low.
now. His confidence is low.
More opportunities.
I've run some very deep stuff,
Birdman,
though.
live read Larry, I think his name was. Played a lawyer, an ex-lawyer today. He played. Only person he was able to beat was Mix in poker.
Two bets 125.
Crypto Max in chat.
Crypto Max doesn't sleep. That guy's a maniac. What a game we had on stream yesterday for
Oh my God.
T1000's birthday.
The room still smells like
It's a little
tequila.
bit to get deeper. But a lot of it stays really consistent.
I think it's interesting because of the lodge. You know, I come in and they're running 1-3 1500. I'm just like, this is cool. Like, there's no 2-5 because they don't need to be.
Yeah, it's
People here prefer to play the super deep structure.
yeah, like 2K roughly.
Yeah.
Okay.
One raises. 200. Fold.
When I first moved to Texas, people told me, "Oh, the blinds don't matter here." I was like, "Sure, bud." And then I live here for years. Oh, like, oh, the blinds don't matter here.
Just a suggestion.
I moved.
Like, oh, I see. I see.
One raises 50.
Doug's finally learning, Rick.
I was super bummed you couldn't come out to the Dallas and make it work. Lodge in
Oh, I
Dallas.
know, man. I tried that for a while.
Frankie went to school at SMU in the Dallas area.
I really wanted to figure that out, but it's difficult sometimes.
Krabby2K says Frankie's going to get smoked.
Frankie grew up in Kansas,
Two bets.
but went to college at SMU.
Call.
Some fraternity brothers helped create Next Gen Poker. And some of those guys
Okay, I
Still play
I
poker,
avoided
but
queens and kings.
are in the working
I
world.
had to call.
They used their
they-
degree.
one time.
I've had some insane.
Frankie
hands.
decided to go
King
full
action.
I've had some insane hands.
Poker Pro. Said this is where he feels he needs to be.
Insane.
Yeah, actually, one of the first times I came out to Vegas, I stayed in Joe Ingram's guest bedroom. That was like my very first opening to Vegas story. It's like, just met him. He's like, you want to stay here for a week? I'm like, okay. And that kind of launched my entire poker career.
Nice. Oh, that's cool.
Open ender for both players.
Joey ever let you stay at his place, Rick?
No. Joey Jackets. I don't think I could hang with Joey Jackets. Does that guy sleep? Speaking of people who don't sleep.
Yeah, that's a good point. But you don't sleep much either, so.
My goodness, Joey is a great guy, Joey Jackets.
4 on the river for Frankie, 2 pair.
King eye.
Or
Just getting started, about 24 hands in. Remember, tomorrow night we'll be back on somewhere around 7
you know, I
p.m.
made a
after
video, I
dinner.
quit poker.
Little
When I
tournament
go- yeah.
poker.
Yeah, yeah.
So, since then, like,
Two raises 50.
like you can't ever quit poker. Does they feel like that's true? Like, you could play the game when you're any age. Like, it'd be hard to say I'm actually done with the game.
How old are you?
I'm 25.
We're at very different junctures. You know.
I don't think it's cool. I completely agree.
Like, for me, what I find interesting about poker is like all of the fun stuff around it, like the business stuff, the marketing, the building things. The actual playing poker, it's like I've just played millions and millions and millions of hands. So it at some point, it depends. I guess there's two kinds
Yeah.
of people, right? Like you got some people where they can just do that indefinitely and feel good about it. But I think for me, like I want to feel like I'm doing different things and growing. And I feel like with poker, like in just playing, like I'm never gonna like wake up and just go play like a game, you know. I play shows like this school,
Yeah.
or, like marketing events.
No, I
or-
agree. And even now, my love for the game is super strong, but I feel that. It's like just exploring every aspect of this entire life. Like, that's why I've gotten so much into film and making videos, because I feel like that explores a different avenue, that creative
Yeah.
side that poker doesn't really reach.
Yeah, for sure. Don't get me wrong, like I like poker. It's just when I was 25, I was like all poker all day, every day. You know, study, play, learn. I loved it.
Yeah.
I loved it so much. And then after a certain number of years, it starts to be a little bit different, in my experience.
See what Frankie has to look forward to, Rick?
Frankie's just a wide-eyed
Just
25-year-old.
keeps playing until eventually he's going to burn out. That's what Doug's saying. Then you're going to want to be a businessman like me. Frankie already kind of a businessman in his own right, markets himself
Does
well.
Great
the way
videos.
to do it,
on YouTube.
generally speaking, is try to become as good as possible as early as possible. And then once you reach somewhere, you know, once you've reached a certain level of success, then you kind of pivot into marketing. Because then it's like people have a reason to watch you for your abilities.
Yeah.
Like what's compelling about your story is your story, like who you are, what you're trying to do.
Yeah.
Which is different. I mean, there are a lot of people that go that route too.
Yeah.
Like obviously Brad's vlog, for example, is based around his story, right? Like his story of the
Yeah, I
poker
agree.
journey.
I
So-
agree. You can go both ways too. It's like I actually like the underdog story that I was telling on my videos. It's like, okay, like maybe downplayed my ability just to reach a wider audience. Like, didn't really explain why or how I did things. Just, I lost this all in. I won this tournament. I lost this tournament. And that, I believe, is a easier story to tell than, like, I started as the best. I'm already the best.
Yeah.
So that's kind of the angle I went with the story. And then, like, this kind of challenges the climb up.
Yeah, that's true. I mean,
Which I
that's
like.
one thing for me. Like when I, with my content, like what I'm playing isn't nearly as compelling because people know that I'm a good poker player and I've already played at like the highest stakes and stuff. So now when I play different poker games, it's not like, oh, I really hope Doug does well this week or like Doug has a lot in the line. Like,
Yeah.
I don't. You know, it's like
Yeah, I see the stakes.
Yeah, the
I
stakes.
set the stakes differently.
The stakes, yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
So I mentioned tomorrow the Big One re-entry will be on air after dinner tomorrow night, and then Sunday, folks. You are not going to want to miss
The
this.
ability and poker thing, especially nowadays.
High
The
stakes
reason why it's so
at the
tough in
lodge.
poker to be good and to make content is that the people at the top of both of those things spend a lot of time on it.
Yeah.
And so there's only so much time you can, in theory, spend. And one second, I'm thinking about this board. What did I do on this board?
3-bet pots, we can get quiet.
Pair for both players here.
It's a range bet one.
Don't tell me your strategy.
It's not going to help you that much. I think it's range bet. 100 bigs, king high board, I think so.
2 call.
You're confident.
2 pair now for Doug.
It's like I'm gonna range bet this board. Let's see how I split
Frankie is dead to a lady. Yeah, after
I
this
like-
hand, we'll tell you more about the high stakes planned for
A
Sunday.
little shorter.
Okay. I can see it's cool.
8, 11. I got 12 left.
Frankie down about 800 already.
That's 375.
Awkward spot here for Frankie. Pair of queens. He's going to get away. You say high stakes
In
on
that hand, it
Sunday,
didn't
right?
matter.
Here it is, guys. Look at some of these
So in
players.
that hand, you're right, I cannot do
Nicholas
anything.
Airball in town.
But
Terrace
I can do things.
with his cowboy hat in town.
5, 8.
PLO Stone Cold Alex, the person who won the largest
add on
pot in the
for
history of Lodge live stream in town. And Doug Polk. Mo Money.
Both of
What
those
kind of
games,
face was Doug making
the
there?
content and the
Did you see
poker
that?
ability games.
Look at
they're both
Alex. Looks
volume
like he's
games.
in his second grade
And so
school
if you're
picture
gonna be-
there.
You're going to go against people that can just
Airball
spend
just
twice
looks
as much
like a
time as
pimp,
you
and
need.
then Terrace, God knows
And
whatever Terrace
typically
is
it
doing.
results in not doing either one of them.
Brown Balla in the mix. Mo
I like
Money.
some of your content. You've had good viewership on a bunch of stuff. you've done
Vinny?
So far, so
Vinny
nice.
Lingham, he's played some
You watched
high
the video
stakes
with
poker
Kitty?
of late.
Like,
Boots
or
T1000.
like,
Oh,
story
oof.
or-
I didn't watch that.
Anything?
I just checked out some of your stuff. Like
Get
the
your
channel and
popcorn
everything,
ready.
but,
3 p.m. Central on
Is
Sunday.
there a good story there?
Yeah, there's a great story. Just as like a 12-minute video. It's my most viral video, and how we met / love story.
Oh,
And you know Kitty too, so you'll enjoy it because it's your friend.
Kitty. Kitty is a one of one.
Yeah, that
There
is
is only one Kitty quote. Only one.
100% true.
I feel a little bad because I'm really bad at understanding her English. Like, I am so bad at it. And she gets pissed off at me. Like, why you don't understand? I'm like, I'm sorry, I'm trying. It's not like I don't want to understand, you know? I want to be a part of it. But sometimes it's just too hard for me.
It's funny because I spend every day with her, I don't hear any accent. It's just like
What?
I am telling you. Obviously like you hear
my
like,
God.
dude.
I'm sorry.
Wait, the rail cannot laugh. The rail
The
cannot
rail,
laugh.
the rail should laugh.
The rail cannot laugh.
The rail should laugh. At that.
Like to the point of not understanding her. Most things I understand is my point.
So last time Kitty was in town here, we played this poker game. It was a couple years ago. And we're at a 9-handed table. And she just starts asking me all of these like insanely personal questions like, Doug, what's your net worth? I'm like, you think I'm just going to tell you at the table right now? Like, oh yeah, I'm worth this many, whatever, you know? It's like,
That's Chinese style, dude. They're very open about that stuff.
Yeah, but I'm not gonna say it in front of like 8 people,
Of course.
or probably even in general.
2 call.
What else did she ask me? Which one of your friends is the most rich? It's like, that's nice. All right. Who's your best friend?
She doesn't care about this stuff. She's just asking. She will ask, like I think on stream, she was like bringing up girls in poker and asking guys like to like pick their favorite.
Yeah.
Like her
Oh,
speech
yeah.
play.
Like try to put them in bad spots.
So it's Kitty and 8 guys, and she's like ranking how attractive we are.
Yeah,
And I'm
see,
looking
like-
around, and I'm like, I hope I'm not in the fucking bottom half of this table. Ugh.
That's basically how y'all met, Frankie. Was her doing a speech play like that?
Yeah, she has great speech play.
She asked me something else that I can't remember now.
1 check.
Sorry you had to finish 8th on that list, Rick.
That's all right.
I'm sorry, buddy.
Silver Fox. Some people love me, some people don't.
25.
I gotta call this one.
1 call.
Doug's in there.
Calls with the 8s.
No good.
So Frankie now.
It only took 30 minutes.
All right, get the mail out of here.
There we go. Hey, he said Queens, Kings, and Ace King the first 30 minutes.
A couple of Frankie's buddies by the fireplace.
Yeah.
Everyone's staying hydrated.
Oh,
Yeah.
handsome man.
But everyone was missing. Crypto Max gave him a hard time too. Yeah, I mean,
That was hilarious.
he did. He was ruthless.
Where did this one? There's a 6. Okay.
Over 2,000 people watching from all over the world. We appreciate it.
A little rusty in some of these boards. Just a little rusty.
Good.
It's good, yeah.
Club draw.
Nut club draw for a little combo for Doug. Right
Pair
away.
6 is still in the lead for El Frankie. Hey, Frankie with that smile on his face.
The all-American kid, Frankie.
Little Justin Bieber haircut. You big Beeps fan?
I've been known to listen to.
You still have fun playing when you do play, Doug?
What's up?
You still have fun playing when you play?
Yeah, well, because I get to pick the ones I play, you know?
Sure.
So, like, stuff like this is fun. It's a show, you meet people, you hang out, whatever.
For sure. I've just heard people that burned out that don't even like it anymore, you know?
Yeah,
Send those in.
oh, yeah, I send these in. They're pretty good.
Send them in.
Again?
Yeah, I like the flexibility now. You get to pick what you play.
You still think about spots when you go home after playing?
If I lose a particularly big one,
Yeah.
I lost like a 700K pot here last year, and I was like, I had some fucking nightmares at home about that one for a while. Because imagine not playing very much, and you just stroll in and you just lose a 700K pot trying to bluff someone,
Yeah.
and then you have to go back to life.
For sure.
Oh yeah, time for Tuesday. Wake
Is
up.
that the
have
one
your
versus Charlie or
coffee.
no?
What's up?
There's
Alex.
You had 8-5. Is not that hand?
I had ace 4 of spades.
Okay.
I'm gonna remember all the action in that one for some time, I think.
1 big.
You trying to bring the trauma back in the middle of the match?
Nice, a good strat. Little extra trauma.
Yeah, a little speech play. I'll have to use that in the future. Make it to the top level and just start harassing people during the hands about past hands they played. Show how studied you are in their game, too. Be pretty sweet.
Code Doug Challenge in full swing. Love WPT Gold, our sponsor.
Yes. Club
Have you
WPT.
been watching that the past couple days?
Yes.
You see Doug hammer it out of his gourd on
I
Tuesday?
think he stayed
Yeah,
up
I hear what you're
48
saying
hours
about-
straight.
It's the only day he won.
Not wanting to play cards all the time. Like you have to like pick a lane.
Dug up
But
1,000.
kind of my
Club
strategy has been
WPT
just,
Gold
like,
is the newest sweepstakes model
setting up,
online
like,
poker
last
platform
month I
available
was
in the
focusing on
majority of the
building
U.S. and
brand, building
Canada.
Content. This month has been all about playing poker. Just gotta spread my time around.
Maybe if we get to 2K likes, I'll go in there with a six-pack
You know,
of
if you're
Bud
really good at
Light
both, you can do it. It's
and
just
make
different
Doug just
skills.
shotgun a couple of them. I bet you I could do it.
2 bets, 25.
Yeah, 2K likes, shotgun and beers.
Hit that thumbs up, folks. Subscribe to the channel. Over 210,000 subscribers. Recently voted the fan favorite live stream of the year by GPI Poker Awards. Skull and I were in the
You gotta have the support
awards
system,
show
like-
last week.
like
Still
the
using
right
that one.
Team behind you. to do it. I would
For the
say.
rest of the month.
Rest of the month, huh?
Yes.
It's hard to do anything by yourself.
You want to
Yeah.
bet on
Like,
that?
run a room
If
like
you
this.
can't enjoy,
I would say that
An award.
the hundreds of employees.
why
help.
get it?
Yeah.
So that's pretty.
I'm
pretty
on to the
important, too.
next.
I think they're
Poker.
great.
I want to
What do
win
you
something
think?
else, like a hand of poker, or maybe even
Yeah,
a
you've had
full tournament.
You've had a rough time.
With the free roll, they're gonna be full spread.
It's gonna be crazy.
You're gonna need everybody.
Heart draw for
Very
Frankie.
nice.
You still need to teach me how to deal, and I can get in there one day.
I know.
Just
There it
just
is.
for, like the LOLs.
Frankie's first big hand of the day. King high flush.
Two bet 65.
Max K tuning in from the Netherlands. See a lot of new people in chat. Shout out to the fans and the check mark for Frankie. 230 in the middle. Options on him. Reaching for an overbet, it seems.
Two bet 375.
No heart in his hand. He's blocking some straights, but I don't know.
Both my cards are good.
They're not that good, buddy. They're okay.
It's not a jack. I don't think it's a queen. Maybe it's a queen. Is it queen plus? Queen 10 plus? I don't think queen 10 overbets.
I got a little fuzzy on his head there. You see that around his
Queen
forehead?
8 plus?
This guy showered this
Two bear
morning,
ups,
or
two
is
bears in there.
coming in
Two
here
bears in there. This hand's
dirty?
Oh no, I always get owned whenever I start thinking about cards.
You got one there too.
Oh, so
I can't show you both. That would,
Shows him
yeah,
the
showing me
king.
both would be bad. I'd
That'd be too
recommend against
easy.
that. I would recommend against that.
Little Topo Chico confidence boost from Frankie.
That's a pretty good card. I like my 8 less now. Oh, I thought I was gonna call. Now I don't know what I'm gonna do. Got that.
Worked pretty good.
Yeah. King. So I need to have a king X, like king 10 beat me. There's a lot of cards that beat me now. King 10, king.
We're gonna be on hand number 40 all afternoon, Rick. Let's be serious here.
yes. Good fold.
I think you taught me into a fold here. Let's talk about a fold.
Let's go.
Frankie, a
You
little
talked me into it.
learning you should not
When you
talk when you're in a hand with Doug Polk.
you dealt counterclockwise to start the hand.
Just be
No, I
quiet,
thought I dealt
right?
under the gun.
Whatever you did. You
I,
just-
I,
good
I dealt the
content.
right direction, but I dealt under the gun in the first hand rather than the small blind. So we had a dealer game, and I threw out the quote-unquote first pitch.
Oh wow.
And
Man, what a blunder.
I got berated. Like, I was like, whoa, whoa! Just freaking out.
Good stuff.
It was a tough one.
I'm a little bit torn, Rick. These guys in the back, they stole Brittany's
Like when you
seat.
throw the first pitch off the mound and it doesn't even make it to.
You know? Brittany's got to now sit in
Brittany
the
can
chair.
pull rank. Tell him to get up. She's told me that before. When I'm just sitting in there.
Yeah. Makes sense.
Less than one pitch for the small one.
How about T1000 giving
good
his
lesson
pops a
then, Bruce. It's a good
Rolex
lesson
yesterday?
with big
It's a flex.
Like Doug.
I wonder what his mom got. If his dad got a Rolex.
No, I know.
I went out to dinner with T1000 last night, and he paid for it, too. Nice of him.
One raises 50.
Did you get a gift, too?
I did not.
Oh, wow.
T1000 only ended up losing 2,000 yesterday. He was down heaps on his
He
birthday.
actually won 4,000, so I don't know what type of math you're doing.
Well, then they need to redo the graphics from last night's stream.
Oh, interesting.
Do you think he had it when he showed the king or not?
No, he didn't.
Maybe he counted wrong. Who knows?
And then there paid off.
The man wore a shirt that says, "It's my
So-
birthday."
You have a bunch of heads-up matches. You've played person. You've played
Pads,
pads. You played. Who else? You said one person.
ties.
That's sweet.
And how many more matches do you have coming up here?
Next week I'm gonna do probably 25 in the week.
Wow, that's a lot of matches.
Yeah, it's a lot of matches. No, it's gonna be a good time. So I got a big match versus Negreanu coming up on March 17th.
Nice,
Playing 51.
nice. Got a few. I can give you a couple Negreanu tips here.
Yeah. So I came to the man who beat him for, I don't want to get the number right, 2 point something?
No, 1.2.
1.2? Okay, I had the 2 right.
In the 1.2 in the match, but there was some side bets and stuff too. But yeah.
An incredible, historic match between Doug and Daniel. They came in adversaries. I think they left as good buddies. Both players here with pocket pair. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Frankie turns the set.
What a delight, the 5 of spades.
Watch out here.
900 already in the middle. Doug slows down. Frankie reaching.
Two bets, 675. 675.
Frankie with just 1,200 behind. Setting it up for the river jam.
If we get there. Looks like
Doug's
we
going
are
to call. Yep.
coming along.
Doug looking for a lady. There's the lady!
Wow.
Oh my goodness!
Set over set. Heads up poker. Hand number 45. Frankie C. Doug Polk.
Frankie, done so. All the chips gone, Frankie.
Yeah. Say bye-bye to 1,200.
Call.
Quick call, Doug.
Yikes.
Wow, that is a brutal river.
Set over set.
First stack of the day.
Oh, Riverdale. Oh.
Chat is going crazy, and let's get a replay of Frankie's
Yeah.
His face melted off.
his face when he sees the set.
It's like he saw a
set,
ghost.
All good.
Burn River.
Oh my God.
Frankie reload 2000. Yeah.
Did I say Frankie was going to win this challenge? I bet Doug's just going to murder Frankie.
Frankie's down $2 grand.
That's a pretty
Set
nasty
over
one,
set.
It's early, Rick. Frankie can bounce back.
The like 10-second call is fine. The snap call is not fine.
Yeah, snap call is never good for you.
Yeah. They're like, I have King Queen, let's go.
No, it's
That's it.
you don't want to.
This Frankie's down 3,400 early. Guess he added on at some point.
Rocking with the 2K bullets. He's going to need
Wait,
to
were you
rebound
playing-
quickly.
Like your style versus Negreanu, mix anything up? Like any strategy tips?
Yeah, I mean, I guess it's unlikely he's going to see this, right? So
Hi, Daniel.
probably some good tips I can give.
Hey, Daniel Negreanu's in
It's
chat,
weird, 'cause
guys.
you
Say
give
hello to
tips on a
Daniel.
show, and then you play them, and they know the tips. Then the tips are less good. My fault.
I doubt Daniel's gonna deep dig like this though.
All right, let me see. What do I got
It's a
for you?
10K match, right?
Yeah, it's small.
Oh, well. You want me to get back in there?
This is your second chance.
Frankie's friends.
Yeah. So
FF.
he did underbluff the river in most traditional spots. Now I tried to, basically in a longer match like what we played, calling at equilibrium is pretty good anyway because then you make it so in the future they don't want to bluff you.
Yeah.
But at the end of it, by the time it got to the end, he underbluffed in some lines. So I'd say like usually if it's close, I think leaning fold in the river is probably like a healthy way to lean. What were other good?
I'm gonna play that
things?
soundbite as I make a huge call and just
Nice, yeah, there you go.
and it's just absolutely wrong.
It gets stacked. Yeah, that'd be good. He went through a lot of phases. Is the thing when we played. Like I feel like
Yeah.
I feel like one of the big disadvantages that he had was when we started the match, I already crafted what I was going to do, how I was going
Yeah.
to play. And I made adjustments and fixed things as I went
Yeah.
along. But my style as a whole was pretty already well developed.
Yeah.
Whereas his was shifting. Like they were
Coming
trying new
around.
things, changing strategy, all this kind of stuff. So that makes it a little harder to give an overall assessment. But I would still say he probably leans a little bit too conservative towards avoiding trying to get stacked in spots.
Yeah.
Whereas if you play heads up right, you're going to get stacked a bunch.
Yeah.
You can't just wait for set over set.
Ooh,
Got him.
dirty.
He stacks me once, I stack him 3 times. It's a good game.
I guess you can't wait for set over set, huh?
So it sounds like they're going to be playing in 10 days.
Yes.
A 10K match out in Vegas.
50.
2 bets 50.
Doug with the open ender here.
I'm going to go and say Frankie's going to win that too. I'm going to go, he beats Doug today, and then he beats Daniel for the parlay.
You're on the Frankie train.
I like an underdog story. Right?
First class on the Frankie train.
It's kind of nice when Doug loses. It's kind of entertaining.
I'm sure it's not entertaining to Doug. He's having a tough time on Club WPT Gold right now. Down about 9,000 in his challenge.
A little more. A little more.
More than 9?
Yeah, a little more.
He fell
No,
out
I
of his
think that's
chair
part of
the
fun, is
the
that
other
you have
day
a
when a
strategy and you
kid
have
hit
to adjust.
River
Like,
set.
when I play
a
Eric,
river
you know, I
3
come in with
ball
a
that for his
basic
set,
strategy, but
he literally fell out of
he
the
looks
chair.
away. He just disinterested in the hand. I bluff 100%. And it just works.
You had to make some adjustments for Eric Person. It's hard to imagine.
Well, you make adjustments against anyone, can't you?
Yeah, you can.
2 checks.
He's got a pretty particular style, though.
I think he's.
1 bets 125.
I can't say better things about him in my entire day, spending time with him, and even drove my friend home for no
Aw.
reason, just to be nice. Like, just super,
nice.
super good guy.
Yeah.
The tattoos and the flipping off helmet is just a.
It's all an act. The front.
It was just. Maybe not all an act, but I would just say in general, very, very good guy.
I think he just likes the ego battle when it's someone trying to challenge him. For us, he was just super laid back and normal dude.
No, overall, I think Eric is a good guy. I've talked with him a bunch. We have some card room owner conversations, you know?
Sure, yeah.
It's weird when Eric Person's one of the only people that can understand how I feel in some spots. That's good. Oh, trying to trap me, huh?
Yeah.
Trying to trap me. Reeling me in.
Bad roll for me.
With 2,900 people in chat,
Shop.
let me know where
Cardroom
you're
owner to
watching
cardroom
from.
owner.
He's
Little
your
roll
mentor.
call. Where
what
you
he did.
tuning in
wouldn't
from
say
all over the
that.
world?
I thought you were going to mix it up.
We'll try to give you a shout out.
That's some good ideas, though, I will say.
Still asking the same
You could
question.
do worse in terms of having
I
mentors
love
that have
seeing
had success
where
like that.
people are watching
Sometimes he
from.
says some things, I'm like, oh shit.
It's impressive.
He knows
He seemed really sharp to us.
he knows the card room business. That's for sure.
1 checks.
Open ender for Doug.
2 bets 75. Call. 1 checks.
All over the world. We got Australia,
Yeah.
Kentucky, Indiana, Canada, Hawaii, Bentley Watts,
175.
2 bets 1.
Long Island in the house.
Nowlands.
People tuning in from Maine. Frankie finds the double barrel here on the 10 of hearts turn card.
Call.
Mr. Polk not going anywhere. River card is the jack. So Doug running hot in live poker, not so much online, but here at the lodge. Could be a good day for him.
$375.
2 bets 375.
The triple barrel boom boom.
What a weird run out.
We're gonna lay this down for 375. I didn't think so.
One call.
Not that weird of a run out.
Doug is building up a pretty good lead here early on. 53 hands in.
Before he shows the king.
Yeah. that time showing king, I don't know if it would help me.
Ireland, South Dakota, Baton Rouge. There you see Doug up about 3,700.
I'm not just repping king queen there.
Thank you all for tuning in today. It's going to be a lot of fun. Going to give you a little bit of showcase what we can do. We had a mid-stakes crazy game yesterday that really was high stakes. We have a heads-up match today, a tournament tomorrow, and high stakes on Sunday. I mean, we're really showing you what the Lodge live stream is all about this weekend.
Yeah, the full spread.
Kind of like that. Not the same thing over and over.
75.
2 bets 75.
King.
One call. King reduced.
Bender checking in from the Netherlands. We're huge in the Netherlands.
Negreanu does. He calls. What does he call him? Like, oh, he has some word for this that I can't think of. Is it bougie or boogie or I forget his word he has for this. But like weird bluffs where it gets to the river and then you keep raising. I think there was one or two of those in our
Really?
match where it's like the range is capped and then you just keep raising. I'm trying to remember exactly. So there could be some weird river stuff, but honestly, I would say you don't want to get too in the weeds on.
Yeah, and maybe
Crazy.
since we're not, I don't think we're going to start more deeper than 100. I can't imagine too much river raising.
I don't think you want to get crazy leveling or stuff versus Daniel. It seems not good.
Yeah.
2 bets 50. Call. One check.
Watching heads up between Frankie and Doug. Doug bought in for 25 grand. Frankie originally bought in for 2 grand. He's down about 4,000 at this point.
2 bets 100.
Already stacked once on a set over set debacle on hand number 45.
One raises to 300.
Nuts on the turn for Frankie, and Doug's raising. What a delight to see. Drawing to the chop doesn't come. Frankie should just snap check this. The action's on Doug first, so let's see. It was a bet and then a re-raise from Doug. So Doug not getting there now on the river and just has no showdown value. So he's going to fire, and then the boom's going to come from Frankie.
One bet.
And the hand will be finished, unfortunately, because Doug doesn't have a whole lot. So how much are we going to play for, Frankie? Only has 1.4 behind, so it will be for all of it. And then Doug's going to have to fold for 300.
Okay, Doug.
Let's go.
Okay, Doug. Let's go, Rail. Here we go.
Frankie with a nice pot there.
It didn't really matter.
I counted and I'm like, wait, I don't need to tank any bit here. It's an all or nothing spot.
Yeah, I mean, I had 8 high, so it's.
Is that like
8 high, Rick. Is that any good?
Yeah, this is, I have like
A 7 there on the river would have been spicy.
Recall we're the same.
Yeah.
Would have given
Honestly,
Doug
like, when
the
I was
8 high
playing,
straight.
I forgot how shallow we were, so I should have.
Dude, that's a sick bluff spot right there.
Yeah. It's epic.
I should have put you. Actually, I saved
One in.
250, not realizing your stack.
Yeah, I should put me on.
Yeah.
It's crazy watching Doug's online challenges. It's 3-6. Here we're playing 10-20, but it kind of seems smaller than his online challenge, but it's not. And then Doug plays a little bit
in someone's stack.
of all different sorts of stakes.
And he loves everything. I've seen him at the 1-2 tables here at the Lodge, and he still wants to win and competitive.
What's he playing on
Yeah, so my
Sunday?
strategy is
50,
getting
100,
deep, so I can
200,
be a top.
400,
Yeah.
800?
Oh my God, that game. Is it bad that I'm already looking forward to Sunday's live stream?
Can't get here soon enough.
Airball, Alex and Doug Terrace all on the same table? Are you kidding me?
One bet 65.
But before that, we got a lot. We got a lot of hands to talk about. Doug, aces, and the check mark.
Shout out Lucid Poker. Rick, I saw you grinding, running some simulations before we came on air today. You looked a little confused. You're like scratching your head. You might need a lesson on Lucid Poker. Frankie's gone. Did have the king of diamonds, but not willing to make a move.
I mean, Doug, you've been in the game a long time. You know, I really admire all the work you've done, and I mean, I think you've done a good job of painting the picture or painting the profile of who you want to be.
What?
I think that's a hard part for making videos for people that are outside of poker. Because
Yeah.
they see something, they have no idea what a good poker player not is, but I'm just trying to target as many people as possible.
Yeah, that's good.
So within the own community, you might get ridiculed more for something, but you're trying to like cast a wider net.
Yeah, that's good. That's the right mindset.
Just trying to grow the game, like just like get as many people. I want to make videos for like not just the poker community, like people outside of it.
Well, obviously, it's way better to make. How much do you have? Like three-ish?
Doug,
Almost have you covered.
enough with the conversation. I've got Cowboys.
Yeah, thanks for the compliment, but here's the new price, buddy.
33,
Okay.
32.
All right, sounds good.
One raises 200.
Okay. Three but pause, get quiet.
Flush possible for Frankie. Doug doesn't like that ace.
Does have the king of spades.
Ace always comes out when you have kings.
Not always. That's what fish say. Figure out a way. Navigate appropriately. King on the turn.
Another set for Doug.
Oh, wow.
People wanting to know how old Frankie is. He's 25 years old. Recent graduate from SMU in Dallas.
And he's got a combo draw. It might be stacked again.
Doug reaching for a handful of black chips. $600 pot. Gonna overbet here.
One bet 770.
775.
Frankie's like, couldn't you have bet just a little smaller, Doug? Got to put me in this spot.
Pots, Doug.
We're playing some big pots now.
Yeah.
There's the
Your
call.
friend's working great.
Frankie looking for a spade. Does not come.
All in.
One is all in.
And that's done.
Wrong river.
You looking for spades?
I have spades.
There you go.
Well, it wasn't a spade then.
Shout out to Frankie's parents. I mean, SMU probably goes about $60,000 a year.
Why do you got top out of the man's parents?
$250,000 for college, and
I'm not
I
even
want to be a
gonna put the
poker
small
pro.
blind out. I'll either just throw you the 10 or.
Maybe he has an awful
save some
relationship with his parents, and you're bringing
No,
up
he
the
loves
stuff.
his parents. I've seen the videos.
All right. I was just testing you. Good job, Rick. Rick, you follow. You watch the vlogs.
I don't know. I mean,
2K.
couldn't you have told us you wanted to be a poker pro before we spent $250,000?
Yeah. That's what you told your parents, right? And then you had 7 years of college.
A lot of people go to college for 7 years. They're called doctors.
Oh yeah.
Tommy boy.
What do you practice? Where's your office?
Tommy boy.
One raises 50.
That guy in a little coat.
Yes.
Oh yeah, cards are good. I think that most content creators, though, when they go into poker content, they approach it from very much the wrong perspective, and it seems like the way that you're looking at it is correct to me, which is how do I cast a really wide net and make something compelling for viewers broadly. And a lot of people in poker, they get stuck in the trap of I need to make X thing, or
I agree.
they end up in kind of like this vein. I think if you're really if your goal is growth, and you're trying to maximize the value of your content, then you need to go after as many people as possible. Actually, that probably.
Did you write that down, right? Go
Most
after as
people
many
go
people as
into it
possible.
too, just trying to copy what other people have already done because it's easy.
Yeah.
Creating what he's doing, or they're more like short films or something, you know? It takes a lot more creativity and effort to build those storyboards. Just film a few hands from your session and then talk about them on voiceover, that's cake, you know?
Yeah.
How many Brad Owens do we need, you know?
I was going to say that without saying
It's really not cake, though. It's a lot of work for those.
Cake
those
compared
guys.
to what he's doing, dude. These
Sure.
videos, he's got a whole team of people working on them, and it takes 40 hours by himself, plus the team's effort to put
Right,
them out,
yeah.
you know? I've seen him grinding. It's
Yeah.
something to watch.
The amount of time that my content has taken me is kind of embarrassingly low. It's like I just basically fire up the camera with no script and just say stuff, and then I send it to my editor, and he's like, "We're good."
Yeah. Well,
Yeah, but you have a different style.
yeah. You
Well,
got a
that-
nice little niche for yourself.
What I like about the content I make is I feel like I'm sort of in my own area of poker, right? Like
Right.
it's like a lot of stories and drama and news and stuff
And
like
your
that.
content's very reliant on your personality and the witty humor and stuff.
Yeah.
People can't copy that, you know?
Yeah, true. I appreciate that.
Sure.
Doug
Even if they
does
do it, it's gonna be
produce
in their own
excellent
style. You know,
content,
everybody's got
as
their
does
own little
Frankie.
wit.
A lot of people out
It's
there
weird, though,
doing
with
great
the
work
wit
in the
and joke
content
stuff,
world.
Because some days it just all clicking. Like I had a video like a week ago or something like that.
Yeah.
And I was recording it, and during it, I was just thinking, this is going to be awesome. Just every joke's landing. I'm coming up with a bunch of stuff. It's
Yeah.
just killing it. And then some days you have a topic, and you're just not really feeling it, and it's
sure.
hard to force. It's hard to force yourself to try and be humorous and
Me and him
creative.
used to do the commentary for the live stream that him and his buddies did. So we would feel the exact same thing. Some days
Yeah.
you're just in the flow, like everything's hitting, and then
Yeah.
some days you're like, people are gonna think I'm an idiot.
Well, it's tough too because if you're making a video, your options are only quit and not make the video,
Yeah.
or
Just go with what you
just swing and not feel great about it, which
Yeah,
makes it more difficult.
that happens to me though, where I'll start making a video, I just don't feel it. I'm like, it's not. But for you, maybe the topic's too good to just not want to do it.
Well, yeah, because sometimes poker doesn't have the luxury of a lot of big sports where I'm not saying poker is a sport, but you know what I mean. Like, there's not.
I'll allow sport. We could say it.
It's not a sport.
So many athletes.
We're all sitting down.
We're mental game athletes.
We're all sitting down.
Just like chess, you know?
Yeah, it's a game. But we don't have the luxury of, oh, I'll just not take the story today because there'll be a big one tomorrow. There probably won't be.
Sure.
So you basically have to, when you get your opportunities, you get your Jack 4s, you get your GTO Sims at the final table, you get your, whenever you get those opportunities, you kind of have to capitalize on
Yeah.
them. So
And there's not that many people covering them either, so we
Yeah.
need someone to fill that space.
yeah. I
We're
think
going to be
Alex
staying out of the
Duval
way
does a good
as
job of
much
that.
as possible today, letting you hear all the great table
Watch
talk.
those. I know his name, but
They're decent.
2 bets 75.
I think he does a good job.
I want to thank everybody joining us, over 3,400 and counting.
I believe you can practice over on
In the live
Lucid
chat?
Poker.
No, tell me more.
Our proprietary training algorithm will have you playing like an expert in days. I have no idea. Check, I have 6.
you want me to hold the cue cards for you?
But wait, there's more.
I think I've heard you say that before.
Do you think poker is a sport?
Wise.
Is poker a
Problem
sport?
with the news thing that at least I found,
Dug up
the thing for Alex
3,300
is he's
early?
not a high stakes player, or I don't mean this in a mean way. He's not like a relevant, higher stakes player.
No, you're just saying that you have a voice of authority on like talks like this.
But the thing is,
Definitely give some validation to your content.
the big issue is that when you're actually in this space and you talk about someone, and they're like, "Oh, you're taking shots at me," even if you're trying to do a fair breakdown of what you think happened, then they feel attacked. And it's not attacked from the media; it's attacked from someone kind of in the game.
Yeah, it's probably because it's a personal space. You're not like a big news organization covering like politics or something. You're covering a very interpersonal community, and those
Yeah.
people are gonna see you at a tournament or see you somewhere, and it's like,
They're like, oh, nice vid, bud.
yeah. I mean, I got respect for you for being able to just rip off what you actually think about it. Makes for good videos.
It's not the same anymore though.
Yeah.
Open ender and a flush possible
not the same anymore.
for Frankie.
Poker away.
But Doug's aces
I
way out in front
really
here.
tamed it down over the last
That's 70.
few years.
Just get
45?
tired of dealing with
It's
those.
just not worth the collateral damage, you know?
Yeah. I don't
Not
know.
worth the drama.
I think it's a case-by-case thing.
Also get in there, but I'm not just going to fire off with it. Because also the thing is, too, when you have companies and people you represent and
I know what you mean.
shareholders.
There's more to lose.
Can't take it with
Yeah,
you, though.
You have more to lose.
Sometimes you just gotta do what feels right, you know? Like I said, situational.
I like that you're saying sometimes you have to do what feels right as I get check raised on the turnover here. All right. Is this what feels right, huh?
You distracted?
Yeah.
Just about time to lock in.
400. Okay, you got it. 15. Okay. A big check raise here, huh?
I can't show you one just yet.
Yeah, I wouldn't show one.
Frankie needs some help here. Does not come. Early on, Frankie taking some hits, 74 hands in. Already 74 hands played in 1 hour.
Oh, man,
Pretty
this is
good,
my
74
bad.
hands an hour.
I think to.
He does go all in here.
Let me think about this. How much is it?
Will Doug be able to find this
Really
call?
Nice bluff catching hand.
1535.
1535. Oh, man, I don't know if I could.
Like about 7 in there. Almost $2.
I don't think this is a weak 2-pair. So your minimum value bet is what, like ace deuce? Ace deuce. Maybe ace 7. This is not 9-8. Ace 7. Ace 7. Feel real good about ace 7.
What do you think, chat? One if he calls, two if he folds.
So you really have straights or bluffs. Maybe 7s. 7s make sense. Straights or bluffs, though, mainly. No, you can have ace 9, ace 8. Ace 9, ace 8. Ace 7.
I've heard my hand in there, but you've said a lot of hands.
Great.
This hand is such a great bluff catcher. How much is it?
1535.
Pretty evenly distributed in chat. Doug carving out the calling chips.
I'm pretty sure this is supposed to put it in. So if I don't, it's just because I think that you have it. But
Don't go against the grain now. You were in lucid poker. Yeah. Don't disappoint.
oh, geez.
Frankie doing a lot of
What do you think about
talking.
this?
Last time he talked, Doug figured it out.
It's better to have some 2 pairs. I'd rather have the ace.
You ready to cheer, boys?
Uh-oh.
When people are in pain, it's good for content too. So this is not. Here, I'll show you what I have.
The table's so big and my eyesight's so bad.
Doug shows
ace
Frankie
ten.
what he has. Frankie's rail.
Really
Interested.
nice bluff catcher because I block ace 9, ace 8, ace 7, and I block jack 10, 10 6. Although some of the main bluffs might have a 10, like queen 10, king 10. Maybe a 6 is better. You have 6 5. I don't have 10 6s defending though. All right, for the content.
Makes the call. Frankie gets stacked for the second time today.
Second time feels like the fourth time.
Good call, Doug.
It's gonna seem like a troll because I just stacked you, but I really like your play there. Yeah? Yeah, I think it's good.
It's a troll.
Yeah, thanks, Doug. You want to give me my money back?
That's worth more than
Yeah,
money.
that's what we're here for.
I'm sure that happens at frequency some.
Frankie's down 5,400.
One raises 50.
Can I get odds on a Frankie comeback?
How much are you in for 2K?
Like plus 800?
I don't think Frankie should be talking during Doug's thought process.
I like the delivery.
It has
of your
not
speech
worked for
play,
him.
Frankie.
I mean,
I'll
you
bring
had
it
me
back on.
convinced.
It came out confident.
500.
Yeah, 500.
I didn't have any speech play reads.
No.
I don't know enough about how. I just
You don't know enough about me to fold that hand.
Yeah, I can't. If you think someone's a nit though, like versus some people, you may consider folding that one. It's a respect call.
Maybe after this, Doug ends up
Maybe a
in the green
call a
from
little
his
bit,
week of heads-up play.
Slight.
Stuck about 10K on the challenge. He'll get it all back and then some.
Yeah.
As Frankie's $2,000 moves to the
Dug
side
up
of the table, I think he'll be
54.70.
respected.
About 75 hands in. Not a bad hourly rate.
Into his rack.
$5,400.
You feel respected. That's what the important part is.
These guys going to be
Doug respects me
swaying
at the
back and
lodge,
forth in the
stacking
chair all
There's a
show.
lot of respect there.
Now you're going to have me looking at the whole show. Thanks, Skull.
Can't these kids just sit
Sizing-wise, I
still?
might go a little smaller, but hand selection-wise, I like it a lot.
Sometimes you get stacked. That's the game.
One check.
Sometimes you get stacked. 5 high versus 4 high, Doug. With 4 hearts.
It's funny, you watched the Next Gen's vlogs back in the day, and when Frankie would lose 300,
Be the end of the world.
it would be the end of the world.
Now he's rich. And it ain't no thing.
300 now is his bar bill.
75.
Wipes his ass with 300. 275 is the number. These hands are always the most fun when both players have a little piece, but they don't have anything. And they got to make a move. I want to see a brick on this river.
Who wants it more?
That's not a brick.
Nuts.
D's.
These nuts for Frankie. His first chance. Fortunately for him, Doug has 4 high.
Maybe a small block to induce a raise from Douglas.
980.
No,
He bets 90.
it's over.
Well, there was no way I could possibly win this hand because I have the nut low. So I'll go ahead and just fold it. I wanted to at least see what you were going to do in the river, though.
Yeah.
A little back.
I was going to fold the turn. I tried to get her. I'm like, I guess I'm going to float the nut low here.
Folks, if you want to play on the Lodge live stream, reach out to
I know. Ooh, a backdoor wheel.
Skull Mike. How do they do it, Skull?
Backdoor wheel. Oh, that was nice.
Why are we getting hyped about that?
Yeah, let's get hyped. Yeah, let's get hyped.
Change the hype there.
Yeah, I'm looking for players for
Trying to
the
convert the rail.
late end of March, April, also filling for May. Just shoot me a message at Skull Mike Poker on the socials or skullmike at lodgecc.com. I want you guys to have a following, if possible. Be personable. Give some action. Always looking for players that want to play high stakes.
If I can change, you can change. We all
Skull Mike and Slick Rick here on the call.
Who's Russia here?
No, that's why when the beginning they asked how much you want to buy him for, and I like the David versus Goliath of Doug just having like how much you have, 50 like 30K or something.
It's like Rounders vibes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then I just have like the mini stack.
One check. This deck looks like our thumbnails. Two check.
It's going to be a good thumbnail.
One check.
It's funny with those how you look at all the data, and the more chips in the thumbnail, just the better it does. That's crazy.
2 pair for Frankie. Doug just with the 8s.
Two pair.
One call. Kings and eights.
Had me the whole time.
Thanks to our moderators, VW Bug, Yoda of Chatsfield, Jim Bonix now in chat.
Jimbo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jim Bonix was talking about moving closer to the lodge.
He's on my list.
Yeah, I've heard that before.
He's
He
quite a
told me
character.
the only reason he wouldn't was because of his cat. His cat is comfortable. I said,
He messaged me
that's no
yesterday. He's
reason,
like,
Jim
"Hey,
Bonix.
Yeah, that's kind
Is
of
there any way we could get
It's a
Lucid on
weak reason.
Apple?" And I'm like, "We're on Apple." He's like, "Oh, thanks."
I didn't even look.
You couldn't just look it up?
Yeah. Need the personal text.
It's like, what? I don't understand.
Doesn't he want to open up the check until he has confirmation?
It's like, you didn't just, first off, on our website it says that we're on iOS and Android, but then on top of it, he didn't even bother to look. He's like, I'll just go right the Doug with this one,
Dug up about $5,000.
Source, yeah.
I have another good Lucid Terrace story. So, Terrace plays in a lot of our high stakes stuff, and he messaged me this one day. He's like, "Hey Doug, could you put together on Lucid a training program for 500 big blind deep, 200 400, like we play at the lodge?" And I just said no. Like, get out of here, buddy. You think I'm gonna just train you for the game?
Yeah, that we're about to play. Yeah.
Like, what? That's gonna be a no for me, dog.
I don't know, Doug. I kind of pictured like me coming by, knocking on the door, and we do like a training montage before I go play
Nice.
Daniel, and you like
Nice. Okay.
left, right.
Work the probe. Work the
Yeah.
probe. That's actually a tip.
No, I threw
His
it.
check raises and the delay lines are too low.
Which one?
Sorry, verse delay. His check raise verse delay in those lines is too low.
check raise versus
So,
delay.
like,
Did you
I
get that?
bet or double delay. He's not gonna check raise you anywhere near it. Like
I
the
need
hand you play,
subtitles.
Yeah.
That's not happening. I felt like a little cagey there. I felt like a little something was going on here. Walk into a trap.
It was my debate between betting and check
Nice.
calling.
Live reads.
Yes. And you still bet, so you're playing the hand well.
There's the 5 for
got
Doug, right in the gut. Unfortunately, Frankie with just ace high.
One bet's 150.
Frankie looks curious.
Lays it down. Small pot for Doug. Gonna have a huge weekend of poker. If you're not yet subscribed,
Yeah.
please do us a favor. Hit that thumbs up. Also subscribe. We have over 210,000 subscribers.
So nice.
We bring it strong every show.
I revered the straight.
And something different every show.
I was like, this is the most unseeable straight here.
I didn't even see it straight, honestly.
There was only one.
I did not see
Look at
it
that picture above the fireplace today. Shout out Brittany, game host.
All right, I'll bluff here and bluff river. And then I got there, I'm like, oh, nice. That's the best feeling in poker when you're thinking, okay, I'm going to have to fire 3 here. And then you get to the river, you just hit it. You're like,
You
oh,
run into it.
perfect.
Yeah, it's perfect.
Yeah.
Two checks, one check. That's how I used to play poker.
Poker's fun when you
Yeah,
get
barreling a
hands.
backdoor
It's
flush.
really
Been
fun.
drilling it.
Poker is
That's
great.
pretty sweet.
Nothing like it. One bet's 6-5. Call. Two checks. One bet's 150.
Ace 8.
Two calls.
Frankie 2 pair is going to take it down. My winning streak, my 8-game winning streak has come to an end
valuing
today.
yourself
Before
worse
stream,
than
I lost a little dollars, a few dollars.
caught bluffing?
Let's go.
What's the worst feeling in poker?
I don't really mind getting value owned because it's kind of advertising. It's sort of like, hey, if you think about calling me late in the future, I'm going to be peppering you up with these
The
small
8 value
values.
bet was good. I didn't think you'd value bet an 8 there.
Yeah.
Interesting.
On the
four
first
line
hand?
on the 4-liner flush.
Would you play like two
yeah, yeah.
orbits?
I thought that was cool. I mean,
About 5.
the reason I'm here is to play at the best card room in the country.
There you go, Frankie.
After that, see some moves. Try to learn from Doug.
Yeah, I'll give you a few tips.
I really enjoyed my
I think so. You're playing all these matches, right?
yeah.
I think that early on in matches, being especially sticky and being especially aggressive on value betting, even if it loses you a little immediate EV, it's good because then you get to see a bunch of showdowns.
Yeah.
You get to know what they're doing.
It's a really good.
And then
play.
you also set the tone of like, you're not gonna fuck with me.
Yeah.
You know?
I like
Like,
that.
yeah, you're
Yeah.
gonna get some through occasionally.
Yeah.
But like, if you keep fucking with me, I'm gonna stack you a bunch.
Yeah.
And I think like that tone versus like pros, that's not going to impact them because they're like, I have to play my strategy. But versus people that are maybe not quite as sure, well, nice fold, not quite as sure what the correct play is, they'll get more timid. And
Yeah.
then once you're timid and heads up, you're just fucked
Yeah.
basically.
100%.
So
Yeah, I think that's a really good insight.
Yeah, it's interesting you say that, Doug, because I think that's a huge underappreciated thing about poker is that you're going to play lots of spots against the same people, and nobody ever studies like how to set someone up for like a future spot that you're going to play, or how to get more information out of them early in a match, or that kind of thing. They only think about each individual spot and trying to analyze it, or solve it.
it's very difficult. I mean, there's not really a good way to study that, Because now you're talking about how are people going to react.
It's more speculative, of course, but I mean, there's still like
Exactly.
general guidelines that you could work through, especially if you had a good coach. You just offered it as your best piece of advice right there.
Yeah.
I rarely mention it to other people because I don't want them to do it. Sort of like a cheat code, You come into a game like making some plays at the beginning to set your image and stuff. Nobody does that.
It's way better heads up than a ring though, because in heads up you're going to play the
every
same
hand.
thing over and over. I'm going to play single raise spot, single raise spot. We're going to
I
play.
agree with that statement, but I still think it's underutilized.
It could be in ring, yeah. I could see that.
I mean, there's a lot of close spots on preflop stuff that you could choose one or the other based on how you're trying to set your image,
True. That's true.
Set the tone, Rick.
I just think that if you play a really deep full ring spot like that, the amount of money you could lose trying to set the image is just so gigantic compared to like one light heads up river
Sure.
call or whatever,
But that image doesn't always have to be that you're going to be the guy running over the table either,
Sure, it could go the other way.
Yeah.
You can make some big folds.
Or sometimes I'll play a spot passively and then show a card.
You keeping up, Rick?
Jimbo
I like using
Kinna-
every aspect of poker.
Kinnabits,
And then sometimes in tournaments you
who
can't
was
talk at
most
all,
valuable
you
chatter
can't
the other
do
night,
that much.
is in chat.
Tournaments,
Jimbo.
there's a reason. for
Yeah, no,
that.
there's different.
Frankie,
But I like in a
top
cash
set.
game where you could just
Doug got shot. Looking for a jack.
Oh, I don't want to see Jack. This kid's gone through too much already.
I'll shut up. He's check raising.
Doug check raising here.
In tournaments, your decision affects other people's EV, not in the hand, whereas in a cash game, it doesn't. So
Isn't it always nice to get
have
check
to
raised when you're
fold
just
into.
holding the nuts in position? Pot now at 340. Action on Douglas. Lucid poker.
like 2,
Let me break it down. I don't know.
3.
Card room owner asking for a count. A little breakdown.
I'd say about 24.
Okay, cool, thanks.
Be easier if I just
Clug
went like this.
WPT Gold
good.
Ambassador.
Only 340 in the pot right now. It's
Little
about
more.
to get bigger. Doug fires out 650 into 340. Huge overbet.
Yeah, Doug's gonna blast many, many rivers here. Let's see how Frankie wants to play it. Just a call.
He does. We will go to a river. Doug looking for a jack. Doesn't come. Boat for Frankie. Will Doug fire again?
Gonna be for all of it.
On.
All in.
You win.
Snap call. Huge pot. 49.70. And Frankie just cut his loss in half on that hand.
Snap call. I get one snap call. Fair game.
I'm going to use the restroom real quick.
Go ahead. Yeah, please.
You guys both had top set queens on the snap call.
I go wash my hands after a putt like
breather
that
after that
too.
one?
Look at this guy. He can't even keep it in. This guy really needs to
A little
go.
extra. He won't notice.
Doug up 2,500. And let's talk a little bit about
That
March.
punt. How about that punt?
Spring Madness coming up March 28th through the 30th here at Lodge Austin. $300 buy-in, $100K guaranteed. And the Saturday free roll starting this Saturday, $10K guarantee, 4:15 start time. Every Saturday in March, $30 entry, $20 rebuys, just like our Tuesday and Thursday tournaments. And don't forget, folks, tomorrow is a tournament, but you're going to want to set your calendars for this one. Sunday afternoon, Lodge live stream, Austin, Texas. 5,100, could be higher. One Nicholas Airball in town. Terrace, Doug, PLO Alex, Mo Money, Brown Balla, T1000, Boots, Mo Money.
You said Mo twice.
Because he's my favorite.
You forgot Vinny Lingham.
Vinny.
He's been playing on some high stakes poker episodes.
Like his accent. Vinny.
He's from South Africa.
Folks, you're not going to want to miss. Just leave it on this channel all weekend long. You got the heads up today. Tomorrow night, you'll have the big one re-entry.
Why are you yelling at the chat?
Because I'm so...
Yeah, but they can't watch the channel all weekend if you're going to be yelling at them. They need to catch a couple Z's.
I'm so excited about Sunday.
I'm excited too.
I might get here early, do some push-ups,
Don't do that.
maybe play a little pickleball in the morning.
Yeah, get the blood flow going. Doug was up about 5K. He's back from the bathroom. Hope he washed his hands. 24-30 now, the deficit. I'm telling you, keep an eye out for Frankie. Doug's not going to bully him, push this kid around.
About 93 hands in, Doug up
Let me give you the most
2,500.
extreme
Two dealer
example, Doug,
rotation,
of what I was talking about.
two Kevins.
Just like setting image.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Like, what's the EV, for example, of limping one time when you sit down in a full ring game with 2 or 3 pros?
Are you known or not known?
Unknown, let's say.
Then high.
Well, I mean, the EV that's going to cost you to limp one time.
No, I'm saying the EV.
No, he said the EV's high.
I'm saying that I think that's a good strategy.
Right, like you do that one time. Yeah, I'm saying in that spot, though, you're only costing yourself a fraction of a blind. Let's say
Yeah.
limp, right? But, I mean, me and him both talked about, like, what's the #1 determinant of, like, a weak player? It's like, you see him limp.
Right, of
You
course.
know that they're not a steady player. So you go in and limp one time, like that immediately sets your image in everybody else's mind, and it costs you almost nothing, you know?
Yeah.
The strategy is very different if you're unknown, because then you get way more EV. But how often are
course.
people playing higher stakes stuff where they're truly unknown, you know?
Yeah, I mean, depending on how high you are, I guess. But, you know, we were just out in Vegas playing 5-10 games and stuff and know nobody.
A7.
Oh, same.
Same hand, chop it up.
Yeah, I can see when you get into the higher stakes that you don't really get too many spots with unknowns. But like if you're playing 5-10 or 10-20 in Vegas, you could find some spots.
Yeah, for sure.
Total unknown.
For sure.
Kelly Shields in chat saying, I'd pay $4.99 a month for these lineups and the variety. Such a
But it's
variety on
not
this channel.
Even remotely comparable.
You don't have to
Heads
pay
Up,
us
because
anything,
Heads Up
Kelly.
Play every hand.
I agree.
We'll give
So-
it to you for free.
So like an early
How does that sound?
match statement is worth so much because
sure.
you're going to play versus them.
I agree. But, I mean, we hardly ever play heads up. You know?
Well, apparently not.
Well,
Frankie plays
Frankie
heads up
maybe.
every day.
Yeah, we are playing every
Thank
day.
you, Matthew, for the super chat. Wants to see if Frankie can swim in the deep
Sometimes
waters.
3 or 4 times per day.
Now with 5K on
Pretty
the
much the only place to play
Table?
heads up now is just like starting
Keep
or
it up,
breaking
Frankie.
tables online.
Thank you,
I don't
Matthew.
even know any good sites that have heads up tables on them.
Yeah, it's
It's probably good for poker, honestly. It's too easy to shear the sheep. I do miss the glory days, though. I used to sit in my college dorm room every single night and watch people battle online.
I don't know. How old are you?
I'm 36.
36. Oh, okay. Nice. I'm
I'm
36.
sure you were mixed in there some.
Yeah. When's your birthday?
Real heaven. November 2nd.
Okay, I'm December 16th, same year.
Oh, okay, nice.
Yeah.
Didn't realize we were the same age.
Yeah.
One bet's 35.
I loved watching those matches back in the day, though.
Call.
So the glory days, man.
Yeah. It was really cool getting to be a part of them, too, though. I mean, that's
Doug
something.
with the nut flush possibilities. Actually,
so
a
we
king
got
high flush
Five.
possibility.
All right, nice. Got some deep stack, no limit now.
Let's go. I told you it was gonna happen.
One bet's 360.
Yeah, I really wish I was able to be a part of it back in the day.
These young guns
Do
missed
you
out.
remember
Yeah.
the Poker Stars glitch where you could go all in and then add, like, and you were in 10-20?
What?
What?
There
This
was a
sounds
glitch-
like.
There was a glitch where if you go all in, you can rebuy and add 2,000 to your stat.
Oh, I
Wow,
do know what
you're
you're
all
talking
in.
about.
Alan Goal used to do that all the time.
What? That sounds like a Doug Polk video.
I do remember
You
this.
know who I'm
actually.
talking
Yeah,
about?
yeah,
Alan Goal, he always had like a 40K stack on 10-20.
How long ago? It was at sign in for the A.
Yeah,
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
so you go all in and you can rebuy and add 2,000 to your stack.
Yeah, that's sick.
One raises to 50. Call. Two check. One check. Two check. One check.
Doug's tens. Frankie does river a pair. Just 100 in the pot. This is hand number 100. An hour
5.
and 24 minutes in, we got 100 hands dealt with the two dealer rotation.
And a bathroom break.
And yeah, and a bathroom break.
Yeah, I think there's gonna be a new golden era of poker coming up. Like, it'll be much different than before with online, but I think they're just.
I mean, we're kind of already in.
Is that a plug for WPT Gold? Right there.
If it needs to be.
Brought to you
If
by.
it needs to be.
Actually, could you grab Brittany for a sec? Oh, sorry. Why am I looking at you? You don't have a headset. just
I'll just get up and go grab it.
telepathy was. Can I get a Topo Chico with lime?
There you go.
I'll do one too. Thank you.
Guys are really letting loose here with the Topo
This
Chicos.
is like Topo Chico number 7.
We're fancy now.
Yeah.
Been over to the restaurant?
Yeah, it's nice.
Yeah, thanks.
Yeah, it's nice.
Thank you.
Odds Bar and Bistro. Had lunch there today.
It was slammed yesterday.
Salad and
apparently.
chicken wings.
All-time best day for the restaurant.
Wow.
I had a burger.
That place next
Yeah.
door is your guys' restaurant?
Yeah.
I ate there last night. It was really good.
Good. Glad to hear it.
Yeah, I had the New York strip.
Yeah, I like that. That's one of my go-tos.
Delicious.
Odds Bar and Bistro every
Yeah, we opened
weekday,
in,
3 to 6
mid-January.
p.m.
It's like
happy
one of
hour.
like a month.
Drink specials, appetizers,
well
specials.
Poker room.
So what we did was,
They handled the crowd
so poker rooms here have to be private clubs to be legal, and we didn't want to have a restaurant with a membership,
Yeah.
so we put it next door, and then we serve it through the back.
Okay.
So members can't go back and forth,
Yeah.
and then that way it's open to anyone, and then this is a private club.
Nice.
But it's been good to have the food option.
Wings were tasty today.
When I first got here, food was like trays in the back. We've come a long way.
I was very impressed by how well they handled the crowd yesterday. It's good service.
Glad to hear that. It can be tough. Today is going to be a nightmare. You know what we're doing today?
Yeah,
Free roll?
the free roll.
Yeah.
Heard people talking about it.
Thank you.
That's 175.
Take a sip. Think about it.
This is one that's supposed to fold, but it's just kind of bullshitty to me.
Ace high is good here.
wants to fold, but gut telling him to make the call. Frankie's nervous. Gets it through.
Instincts told me to call, but it would be way outside of. Well,
You stay in where your comfort zone is, Doug.
thank you.
Dug up about $3 grand so far.
Usually, if I get crazy vibes on something and it's close, I'll go with it.
Yeah,
I try not to just like wow the fuck out and just start going crazy, because then where do you ever draw the line? You know?
Yeah, no, I hear you.
You just never draw it.
Yeah, that seems like a great way to play poker. It's like, Doug's all in again? Yeah, I had a feeling in my pit of my stomach.
Got to be a feels player.
Flop straight here for Frankie. Club's now a thing on the turn, but nobody has that. Pair of sixes for Doug. Frankie slows down a little bit.
Will Frankie bring the boom here? No. He will just call, and we will go to a river. Another club. Four clubs on the board now.
Disgusting run out.
$1,000.
Doug turning his pair of sixes into a bluff. Frankie hates it.
Can't pay you off.
Gonna get it through. A nice play there from Doug.
Wow. Nice with the four clubs.
You probably would have just checked that down. Pair of sixes good?
Glad to hear it.
Yeah. Do you want me to admit that Doug Polk is a better heads-up player than I am? I will.
Hey, I believe in you. man.
I will.
I believe in you.
I'm not a heads-up guy. I'm barely a ring guy.
You're a
we'll switch
two-orbit
it up
hit-and-run guy. To
Whatever
the
it
good
takes.
members of the
Take it as
lodge.
that.
A little smaller 3-bet.
Yeah.
That's what I found cool about when I played pads. He was just like, everything was mixed up. He would open to 2.5x, but open to 9x. He would 3-bet me smaller, bigger, everything was on the table. That was fun. It kept me on my toes, and actually it was hard to, I couldn't follow the pattern.
So if you think your opponent won't respond well, then you can do that stuff. But if you think they're going to respond pretty well, it's just a huge punt to do that.
Just hard to get out of your own tree, right?
I think he was shit-talking you by doing that.
Yeah? No,
Yeah,
he
like,
was.
he's like, this is so great. I raced 9x. Oh, it's just awesome to see you.
No, I think that's a part of the game for sure. And your bets in a own way tell a story. Okay, there we go. Yeah, I'm not gonna over-adjust for that.
Perfect. Mine's a little less complicated than I think what he was doing.
Open ender here for Doug. 8 high is good right now.
What's Doug doing with
Got
this
shot.
stack of chips? It's like shades of terrace. This being stacks of 20, nice and neat.
How about a 4 here, Skull?
That'd be nice.
How about a sailboat?
I can get on board with such.
Give us a 4 one time, Kevin.
A red one, too.
No 4. But there is a straight for Doug.
Friday afternoon into Friday evening here at Lodge Card Club. South by Southwest
Ooh.
is here. What a time to be in town.
Yes.
Look at Frankie.
It's going to be 80 this weekend.
It's
80 degrees.
It's 80 right now.
You got like 4K behind.
Yeah, I got 2.
3,600.
Yeah, that's not what you want to hear when you're holding 6 high, Rick.
Okay, thanks.
It's like the walk of shame. You gotta just count your chips. Oh God, really? You want to know how much I have? Really? I have 6 high. Oh God. About 4K.
50.
Quick fold before Doug can even lower the chips. And more Topo Chico goes down the
Jeez.
gullet.
We could have just hooked up an IV right into the arm.
You like hearing the good bad. You don't like hearing the call.
No, it's a smart bet. That board likes that size. That was smart. I don't know what you had, so I can't say if it was a good bet with your hand.
I mean, just
strategy.
know it was. Just know it was.
Okay. That's good.
Where is everybody going to be playing their poker this weekend? Let us know in chat. Hopefully,
That's a dumb question.
some of you will be playing at either Lodge Austin or Lodge San Antonio.
If I was just like, Doug's the best. Like, I respect you. I respect you. It's more fun to
And if
shit talk a bit.
they're not, do you even really want to know where they're playing?
It's all for the content.
Yeah, I
Remind
do.
us shit talk
I'm
a little
interested.
bit when you give that disclaimer.
Well, we're gonna clip that out.
Yeah,
It's like, I fucking hate you. Gotta cut that out. You just cut that out. Yeah, bitch.
Whoa. A lot of hostility.
River Rat says hello to me and you. Hi, River Rat.
What's up, River
Long-time
Rat?
viewer, River Rat.
Nipple, Lenny's in chat.
Dave, 1970.
Robert Zamora.
It's all good.
All of the regulars, some new faces. It's great to see. K6.
One bet's 35.
One can dream.
Two raises to 150.
So, Doug, who was your favorite player to battle against back in the day when I was railing those online games?
Well,
Dug up 3,700.
there was something about playing Isildur that was always
I knew you were going to say that.
kind of crazy, just because the stakes were always the highest for those,
Yeah.
and he was such a goddamn maniac. So you just had gigantic swings, just gigantic swings.
For sure. And it's just like being part of a legend almost, being in those games.
Yeah. Yeah.
You
there was
always acted immediately, nonstop.
Yeah.
So it was always on you.
Dude, I remember this hand I played versus him where we were a couple 100K deep, and it was a 3-bet pot, and he bet jammed. River came out, and it made it to a sevens, one to a straight. And he just turbo jammed the river. And I had 2 pair, and I was like, okay, well, I guess I'm going to have to pay this off. And I call, and he just has a low over pair. And I'm like, was that a for value or was that a bluff?
Yeah.
I don't even know. I don't know if he knew. He's like, he put me on top pair, and he's like, I'm going to try and stack top
Yeah,
pair.
it just, yeah. Would you have called the top pair?
No.
No. So then, bad bet.
He just went too quickly, I think.
Yeah.
Toxic Gator fan Matthew wants to know, what kind of wings did you have, Rick? You a
I went
buffalo
with-
guy?
I went with the hot buffalo today. They have 3 flavors: hot buffalo, barbecue, or the dry rub lemon lime.
Ooh, a little dry rub. That's never good. $225 to call, Frankie. Putting Doug to the test. Who's going to make this call? Ace high, good.
King eye.
Ace high takes it down. 112 hands in. Appreciate everybody joining us today. Over
You like the big bets,
3,500
huh?
watching us on a Friday
Sometimes.
afternoon. Headed into the evening.
Good answer.
Are these guys going to go to the Topo Chico every time after they lose a pot? Just like to the Topo?
We need to get Topo Chico to
Sponsor,
sponsor.
for sure. You get shit done. Why don't you call them up?
Do get shit done. We got a great sponsor, Club WPT Gold.
There's room for more.
One raises to 50. Two raises, 200.
Guys, your stack real quick.
Yep.
Doug likes 4-betting with these holdings. Goes for it. Frankie not going to call a 4-bet.
I've had this hand so many times today.
Must have been like an 8x suited.
Ace 10. Ace 10 all day.
If you get a chance right now, could you hit that thumbs up? Help us spread the word, get more people watching.
I said north of 2K, I'm going in there with a 6-pack of Bud Light. And I'm making Douglas chug it. Might even bring in the beer bong. Because you know once it hits your lips, Rick. Oh.
Beer bong.
Yeah, shut up, beer box. Check mark for Frank. Were you good in your heyday?
Oh, God, yes.
You could slug him?
I could.
Oh.
Beer bongs. Bongs in general.
8.
There you go.
Queen.
Little glassware. Some plastic.
Did you know who Victor was before he signed with Stars?
Victor.
I mean, his name didn't really mean anything, right? Because like his real name was whatever. It just
Sure.
you knew the screen name, and that's
Sure.
what was famous.
Yeah, I was just wondering if amongst the high stakes community, if they already kind of knew, but
I mean,
I was so hyped when they announced him that he came out in the Poker Stars thing wearing the handprints on his shirt. You remember that?
yeah.
Oh, dude, I was so
Remember
freaking
the
hyped.
silhouette avatar?
He was so cool, dude. the enigma. It's like nothing I've ever seen. Not even trying, too.
Yeah, he was.
I wonder what he's been up to for the last like 5 years.
You know, he did really well this summer at the World Series.
Oh, he did. He played
Yeah,
the series.
he went out.
He final
Wow.
tabled like 3 super high roller events. I think he got second place in the 250K.
We were
Yeah.
watching him play heads up, right?
Yeah.
That was him. Yeah.
One bet's 120.
Frankie with top hair here. Not going to be going anywhere. Already with the check mark. Doug does hit a pair now. 4 spades out there. 420.
Yeah, he
Oh,
was
we
up
go
in
to the
top
topo.
5
Look
for
at
player
that,
of
in
the year
unison
about 2/3
topo.
of the way through the summer.
Oh shit! I didn't know that. He's
Played
crazy.
a bunch of events. That was fun. I really, really enjoyed that.
I wonder if I can get a match versus him.
Huh?
I wonder if I can get a match versus him.
Dude,
That'd be sick.
that would be so sick.
He was really good. He just played the best player at every game. So you're never gonna win long term like that because you just end up playing the people that are the best at each game type. You know.
Yeah, but it made him even cooler.
Yeah, I mean, you just become like a legend and like always in there.
Yeah.
At some point, would you rather be cool or would you rather not be broke?
There's an energy section
Me
there
personally,
somewhere.
I would rather not be broke, but that makes me admire that even more in the rare few who are willing to do it the other way.
True.
Frankie turns trips here. Doug open ender. A 3 would be disaster for Doug.
75. One raises 265.
There's the raise from Doug with the open ender. The 265. Frankie.
Brittany, could we make it a little warmer in here? Just like a touch.
Just going to make the call.
What's the bet?
265.
A 3 here, disaster for Doug. Doesn't come. There's the 10. So Doug now just with 7 high.
$9.20.
One bet's 920.
You win.
Call.
A quick call. Doug overbets on the river. A snap call from Frankie.
But I lost.
I misread the board there.
Looks like we're going to have Kevin and Kevin relieved.
Thank you, guys.
Kevin and Kevin give way to Elisa and Showbiz Liz. And there you see, through 117 hands, Doug Polk up 2,600. We wave goodbye to the Kevins. Kevin squared.
Timing has been off today. I'm running right into the goods.
And the ladies come in.
Your overbets have run into good hands.
Yeah.
To be fair, I ran into ace high, so that's kind of a cooler too.
Stick cooler. That's another 100 for these dealers.
Yep.
How do y'all like the heads up with the two
Oh, it
dealers?
doesn't matter for you.
We want to get a ton of hands in.
Oh, it's fine. Yeah, you guys are welcome.
Think this does the job.
You can just put it in the drawer.
When one dealer is dealing, the other is shuffling, ready to go.
45, 5.
You ready?
Yep.
Okay.
You have 53.
One raised to 50.
We're back to the old table where this dealer just sits awkwardly. Look at Liz there, just sitting all awkward.
I'll try not to be on.
They should have split the guys up earlier so that we could just only have the guy in that seat. Normally, that's what we would do.
It's a good point. Topo Chico.
So the businesses you own, you have Upswing, you have Lodge.
Odds Barbie
Like,
show.
is there anything like you still feel like you need to hit in your career? I mean, obviously it's just management now with a lot of your stuff. You're busy.
Sorry, are you talking about as a businessman or as a poker player?
Not as a poker player, just as a businessman.
Okay.
Maybe you have your big poker stuff coming up. I didn't think so.
Yeah.
More as a business.
I'm just trying to learn about the world and do cool things, you know?
Yeah.
Just build my own businesses and
So, yeah, I saw all the in this space. There's a lot of great poker coaching sites like you have, and I wanted to come out with one.
Jack, sorry.
I wanted to come out with my own.
Sorry.
I thought you said check.
I said he checks. It's okay. That's right. We'll just play that over. It's cool. Don't worry about it. We're good.
Okay.
No, you're good. You're good. Don't worry. It's all good. It's all good.
Since you were gonna bet, I check.
Doug feels compelled to bet now.
I have a king.
I'm bluffing.
Yeah, I don't think so. That could have been 2 streets though.
You would have gotten paid 2 streets.
I know.
Yeah, you would've
that
gotten
cost
2.
me 2 streets. But I'm with you too. I'm launching a product that I can't say what it is right now, but it's not coaching. It's something that I could sign and give to you. I'll give you a test of the product.
Got it. 2 raised to 50.
Doug's holding his mouth because I told him what it was before.
Yeah, I don't know what to say to that. It's like, I'm doing X product, but it's a secret. I'm like, what do I do with this information?
Whatever could it be?
I don't know.
Yeah. It's happened.
It's just an idea. It's not yet fully baked.
We're not touching the chips.
But I think that'll be a way to make an impact. It's important.
I mean, it's fun. It's fun building something, man. Like
Yeah.
just trying to figure out strategies and looking at data and improving it.
I mean, kind of totally different from you, but I have some goals for like movie type, like getting out of YouTube and getting into movie production.
You want to be an actor or a producer?
Producer or just a writer. Could be just a writer
Okay.
for a show. Yeah, I have a.
2 raised to 50. 1 raised to 175. 2 full.
It'd be cool to be able to make an impact outside of poker.
Yeah, you gotta decide what your goals are. It's hard to do everything.
You're right.
Oh, you're good. I mean, if you're already.
Heads up match here. 10-20. 124 hands in between Doug Polk and Frankie. Doug up so far.
There we go.
He was up.
Put the pressure on.
Putting the pressure
About
on.
5,000 earlier.
Check.
Kings once again for Frankie. Just 350 in the pot.
Well, guess I can let 6 high go.
Frankie originally bought in for 2,000, but it's been stacked a couple times. Hand number 45 was a flop set for Frankie, turned set for Doug. Higher set. That was a biggie.
Oh, nothing big?
Not on this board.
Easily called my ace.
Doesn't really make sense.
Yeah, I guess you're not trying to put pressure on me. $350.
Slick Rick Skull Mike guiding you today. Greg Potter was on the stream yesterday for a magical stream, T1000's 34th birthday, where players got happy, let's just say. Tomorrow,
Your heads up
big
challenge
one
last year, is that,
re-entry.
like, ongoing? Like any
Tournament poker, Saturday
I
night,
used to.
tomorrow
I don't have it
after
open
dinner
anymore.
break.
Not open anymore.
Yeah.
And then Sunday, you're going to want to tune in, 3 p.m. Central. High stakes action. It's slotted for 5,100, but it's going to play
think
much
it's pretty cool to
larger.
have that open.
Doug
I mean,
Polk,
of course, you know the
Nick
time,
Airball,
but-
Brown Balla,
Well, it's just not- I
Terrace,
just
Mo
can't be
Money,
spending my time
Boots,
playing people that
T1000
play for a living
and
heads
more.
up when it's just not.
Also
Vinny.
for hours and hours a day.
Well, the match itself is fine, but to be good at heads up, it takes like hundreds of hours or maybe thousands of hours of studying. You're not going to be good without that.
So-
It's not really possible. So it just comes down to who's spending that time, and I have a family and businesses and stuff I'm doing, you know? It's not possible. It's all about how much time you spend and how much time you spend studying. If you don't spend the time, you just can't. You're not going to be competitive. I checked, yeah.
He did.
That part of poker has gotten a lot worse. It's not about just who's better now. It's about who is going to put in the hundreds or thousands of hours. Like that's not fun anymore.
Yeah.
At the high levels, it's like that. Obviously, you play lower, it's fine. Ace.
Yeah, not many people can afford a 100K buy-in.
Can afford what?
Can afford a 100K buy-in.
Yeah,
that
you're
wanna
gonna
play
end-
you heads up.
You're going to end up playing some good people.
Yeah, you're gonna end up playing some talented guys.
If that was all I was doing, I would leave it open and battle it out. But it's too hard.
Check.
Bottom pair for Frankie. Doug, just 10 high here. Goes check, checked. Looks like we got trips now for Frankie in the check mark. Frankie deciding what to do here. Whether to bring the boom or not, he decides no. He's just going to make the call and let Doug blast off here on the river. Meaningless 3 on the river. Will Doug wave the white flag?
6,
He does.
Yeah.
Very
We opened the door.
sneaky.
We opened the door for
Very
you.
sneaky.
We very much opened the door.
Ah.
You checked too quick to have a king, I think.
Very sneaky. I did not have a king.
Given the chance, chat, would you play heads up against Doug Polk?
Just making a mental note here.
Curious.
Good.
Setting the trap.
Frankie playing a lot of heads up matches. Going to be playing Daniel Negreanu in about 10 days out in Vegas. I think that one was for $10,000. So don't know whether you're going to be doing it tournament style or cash style. But I believe he mentioned it was a $10,000
So what do you guys
cap.
think? Will it be a full spread day today in the main room? What's up? Have you heard about what we have going today?
No.
It's a $0 buy-in tournament.
So you're giving money away?
No, because you can rebuy.
Oh, you can rebuy.
Yeah, so we're going to cover, I think.
You are you.
I think we're going to cover.
That's sick.
It's a pretty amazing format, right?
I think Joe estimated like 867, some random number, like 800 plus.
We'll see.
I got a spot up front, so I'm happy.
Spot up. Sorry, have you checked?
No, I'm thinking.
Oh, sorry, okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna go 400.
Banana 69 wants to know, do we really need a commentator for this? Banana 69 wants to put me out of a job. Not very nice, Banana. We're trying to give you lots of table talk. So today is all about hearing from Doug and Frankie. Doug up 2,400. Thanks, Banana. Love you too, man.
Anything big? Did I miss anything?
Anyone remember exactly? Seems like you weren't gone long.
One check,
Nice beard.
2 check.
Got a little something.
One check.
3.
4. Oh,
Straight. Frankie thought he had a 4. He had a straight.
Oh no.
no.
Oh, Lord.
Frankie thought he had a 4.
Let's get that in the highlight reel.
Yeah.
See it?
What happened?
Checking back
Straight.
straight, yeah.
Uh-oh.
One-liner board?
One line
Hard,
board.
bit hard for him to call though, the 3.
I would have folded.
Yeah, we gotta try something though.
I would have folded.
we gotta try something with
But
that.
I do think you should try.
I would try. I'll try to get a little bit.
Straight's probably worth a bet.
Yeah. The wrong end.
Check, 2 check. One bet's 40.
Snoop Dogg wants to Doinky a happy birthday. Happy birthday, Doinky.
We don't need to update the rail for everything, Doug. Like, checking back straight, so that's not worth an update to the rail, okay?
I think it's definitely worth a rail update. You guys would want to know that, right?
We do
Right
want to
there.
know that.
It's for the content.
I think we need to know.
They're on a need-to-know basis, and they need to know that.
Not range betting this board.
2 bet's 30.
All right, it's time for a 4-bet pot.
I agree. I agree.
Play a 10K pot.
Let's play a 10K
Thanks to our
pot.
stream sponsor, Club WPT Gold. It's the newest sweepstakes model online poker platform available in the majority of the U.S. and Canada.
Not this one.
No subscription necessary, and
Still
players
setting it up.
can play online.
Since you don't play very often,
For
now,
sweeps
Doug,
coins?
do you get nervous when you play high stakes?
No,
No,
I don't get nervous.
really. I still get nervous every time I play poker, I think, and I play every day.
Oh, really?
Just a little bit.
I remember when I first started playing poker being insanely nervous.
Yeah.
Remember that first time you ever played poker? And like, everything's
the first
happening.
time was
Everything's
insane.
happening so fast.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
You're just sitting there like,
so
oh,
nervous.
trying to keep it together.
I was just looking around at everyone like they all knew exactly what I
hands.
had in every
know.
single juncture.
That's true. You do think everyone knows what you have when you
Yeah.
first start playing?
And then you get better, and you're like, dang, I was playing with like all freaking complete droolers.
Yeah, I was playing
No
against terrible
idea.
players.
Maybe that was a little harsh for the stream, but
William Wallace,
Droolers is a little harsh.
watching live from
You've said way
Africa.
harsher stuff.
We got you guys.
Good night to watch
That's
poker.
good. Let's let the viewers.
How you
enjoy
doing,
that.
William? From all over the world, we have
get a little
viewers.
poll going.
I mean,
And
the
friends.
the great thing about droolers is that no one actually who is a drooler thinks they are.
Yeah, like must suck to be one of those droolers.
Doug with a pair. Frankie with a rivered higher pair.
Can you ask what the total is right now?
Frankie wants to know
Up and down profit?
what he's up or down.
I'm just curious what we're at.
Frankie should be down about 2,000. Doug bought in
Probably
for
up like 1,000 or
25,
something, I think, right? Something like that.
and he's now at 27,000. So
Want to play 4-bet pot? No. Not yet.
Doug is up
8-5
a
off
couple
versus me,
grand.
huh? You think my single ways pot games week?
Yeah, I
Is that the takeaway?
think it's hard for me to come up with something to say.
How drilled down you got your open ranges?
I mean, 8-6 is a clear defend, so 8-5's cusp, right?
8-5 is pure fold. Pure fold. This is what I'm saying though with a lot of those kinds of things. If you're doing content and poker,
Yeah.
like if you want to be good at poker, you need to have every one of those drilled in 100%. You know, if you're making like fringe decisions that are off versus good people, they're just gonna fuck you up. And a lot of those things just take time. It's like not like anything fancy. You don't have to be smart to know 8-5 or whatever. It just takes time.
Yeah.
Or like how precisely calculated are your 3-bet ranges, your 4-bet ranges.
Yeah. No, I
That's-
mean,
if that stuff's not really locked in, you're not going to be competitive at a high level.
you're totally right. Because I've been playing Triton, I actually haven't been setting heads up in the midst of this. I've been setting for, but after that hand, we're up like, like 2,000.
But are you having a good time?
2,200, okay, thank you.
Frankie not only getting to play Doug, getting some
ranges, and 3-bets the next hand.
tips from
Yeah,
Doug.
maybe I shouldn't have said anything.
You can play 4-bet.
No, not that hand.
I mean, 8-5 might have been the only one I missed. I was looking through yesterday. A little close.
How many suited hands do you defend in the big blind versus open? Oh, we're gonna go pop quiz.
Yeah.
If I know all these.
That's a broad question too. Let's hear him
How
run
many
down the
suited
whole
hands
range.
defend the big blind versus open?
All of them?
There's one hand that folds.
I mean, in 7 days.
Yeah. There you go. How often does Jack 9 suited 3-bet at 100 big blinds?
100%.
0%. So good. You nailed that one.
You were close.
Yeah.
I mean, 100 is a wild answer though.
This is actually part of my strategy.
Oh, dang it.
We fell for it. We fell for it.
Frankie getting pop quizzed.
I mean, next to my 3-bet,
Here,
I'm like,
from
oh, it's definitely.
Professor Polk.
Well, we're deep though, so I said 100 bigs.
2 pair for
It
Frankie.
gets better deeper.
Yeah.
Hands like Jack 9 suited, 10 9 suited suffer a lot as 3-bets because they perform particularly terrible versus 4-bets because the bluff portion of your opponent's range dominates them, and then they end up having to cold call out of position, or not cold call out of position with you're dominated by the bluffs, and then the value obviously has you crushed, so they perform really badly. They'd rather just realize equity.
Frankie nods and saying, how much am I going to take from you, Doug, on this one?
I like this though.
Because I got 2
Deeper,
pair.
it's weird though. Deeper, it's just like too good a hand.
Sure.
Yeah.
You got
sure.
all this money.
Or sorry, 2 bucks, 375.
Doug's wondering if
gonna
his
maybe raise.
pair of 8s is good here. 800 in the pot.
Two pair.
Going to make the
Very good.
call. Frankie is going to win another one. Carving into
Solid
that
raise.
$2,000 lead from Doug by another $500, $600.
Gotta say, Doug, makes me a little sad that you decided to hang it up with the look that you just gave us whenever you said about that you can 3-bet deeper with 10-9. That you're like, yeah, I still got that twinkle in his eye, like talking
he
about
looked,
that.
he looked so excited. when
I
you
know
said
some
it.
stuff. I know.
I know, but
It's fun knowing things, you know.
You look like you still got the love for the game.
yeah, you're so young.
still look
shouldn't have gave
excited
it up
about
so
it,
early.
But think about the kinds of people, if I was going to play high stakes, who I'd be up against, you know? You're
Yeah,
not gonna
but you just got to be in the lab, you know.
Bro, you're not going to be in the lab. I have 2 kids.
Yeah.
I have businesses. I have employees. I've got marketing. I've got
I know.
a stream. It's like,
I mean, I'm talking about before all of the business.
bro,
stuff
it's
came
over
around.
for me. I'm dust.
I know.
Doug.
Just
I'm
reminiscing.
dust. I got people to take care of.
I'm not saying it's time to switch it up. I'm just reminiscing.
Doug at 36
What were you,
saying
about
he's
32,
done.
31 or so when you decide to
What
hang
does
it
that
up?
mean for me? I'm 58.
Like, I'll play like occasionally.
Wait,
for fun.
can we quit saying hang it up? Like I'm gonna beat him, and then I don't want it to be like, oh, I'm retired.
He's in
I'm like Michael
retirement.
Jordan.
Oh, you beat
I'm like-
Dusty ass Doug.
I'm like, yeah, it's like the wizard of Doug. I'm like,
Yeah,
bro, we can't have the oh shit, you're playing Doug, and then also like, but he's retired, washed up, like not really.
Well, it depends if you win or lose. If you win, I'm just old and over the hill. But if you lose, then you lost to the best.
No, it's the opposite. It's for me, it's a free roll.
Should have made the blinds 25-50.
Now you can 4-bet. Well, I think.
What's your worst button open?
Peppering him.
No, not ever. Like, what's your theoretically optimal worst button open?
Queen 4 off, Queen 3 off. I'm looking all King X, all Ace X, and like Queen 4 off.
Every queen opens.
Okay.
Every jack.
I
every
haven't.
jack
I haven't looked at
opens.
I haven't looked at your solvers. I mean,
Doug giving lessons.
I love Upwork. I mean, Upswing.
Cut that, say it again.
That's a great plug.
Upward.
So does Upwork pay us now, or what?
They should for how much I use it.
He's gonna have an email in his inbox after this.
You want to check?
Abby Poker in chat.
2 bucks 50.
Won a
I
GPI award,
actually
was sitting
enjoy
at the
this,
table right in front of me
because
and
I
Skull
figured it'd be
Mike when
better
we
than
won
not
our
playing
award.
just,
She won an award.
Try to troll you or anything.
I say
No, it's
we.
all good. It's
The
just if
Lodge
you're gonna
live
play a bunch
stream,
of heads-up
not me
matches,
and
I think
Skull.
You should have all these things really ironed
We were
out,
just there to take the
because it's just
trophy
it's
home.
Not that hard, and if you play people that are good, then they're gonna have it ironed out. You know.
Yeah.
Doug hasn't won a hand in a while.
Changes as soon as you sit down against someone who's not playing.
Trips
that way.
here. Gonna just check to see if Frankie will bet.
No, he's playing a variety of people.
But
I
Doug
would
has
say
a
even
better
the good
flush
ones
than
aren't really
Frankie.
following that.
Oh, fuck.
Frankie does fire out.
Flash, but a low one.
Hello.
Frankie asks, how low? It can't be. There's only one lower than what you have, Frankie.
Who is gonna follow that?
That is going to.
Yeah.
Both players
Well, Doug.
hit their flush in a small pot.
I don't know who's on the docket.
He played Harvey. I don't know if he would or not. Probably not.
Harvey's pretty good.
Who's the Are you playing any? I guess you're playing some good people. Obviously, you're playing me. You're playing Negrana. You're playing. Paz has got to be at least okay at heads up, I imagine.
Paz is a good player.
Although he's 9xing, so I don't know. Maybe.
I mean, he probably threw that in one time in the entire game.
Oh, okay.
So like he just was seeing how I'd react to it, maybe a couple times.
Yeah, if you want to go down the exploit rabbit hole, you could play pretty crazy and make some stuff happen. You know. See how people adjust.
Yeah.
Stephen Reisman in chat
It's
as
weird
Doug
now 'cause
wins
it's so
another
easy
one.
to have
Small
the
pot.
answers. You can just look them up. So it's
How you doing, Stephen Reisman?
people want to get good. It's just not that.
Yeah.
Cumulative winnings,
it's
Doug,
Hard to just memorize stuff.
still up.
Yeah, it's memorization.
About 1,900.
Get 10.
Players in the back near the fireplace are Frankie's friends who decided they wanted to sit in the studio instead of outside the studio watching on a monitor. So he said, what the hell? Doug didn't mind.
It was a lot different back in the day because everyone had to come up with their shit, you know? Basically, poker back in the day was you entered the arena and you had to bring your own weapons. So some people came in with pitchforks, some people came in with axes. That was poker. Like, I got my axe. Oh, he's got a shield. I can cover it. Now it's like everyone's like, oh, this is the right answer to poker, you know? Like, it turned out the whole time that it was just bet 1/3 pot. But back in the day, people were just swinging. People were doing crazy shit. No one had any idea what was going on. Everyone had like their style.
Just brain solving the whole way through, figuring it out.
Yeah. I remember some of the things I thought back then were just so hilariously wrong. And then some things were very good. But like, for example, I thought monotone boards, you gotta bomb those, bro. What if they have a draw? And then it turns out, oh, you're supposed to bet super, super small.
Yeah, like literally the exact opposite.
Yeah, but I'm sure that we'll get that. Like in 5 years, we'll get that like aha, like people are playing ICM terrible or something, you know.
The ahas are not going to be in front of us.
Like at least the ICM solves are like still coming out better and better.
Yeah, I can see that. I can see that. The spot that I really loved, though, that ended up being right, was I loved when the backdoor straights came in and you were in position so you could have them and your opponent can't. I would just rip it on people in those spots, and then that ended up being correct, which was cool.
Yeah.
Or when you want to bluff with the ace of spades and there's 3 spades out there or whatever, the solver will use some jams.
Phoenix Kid is in chat. What's going on, Phoenix Kid?
Yeah, I think I'll keep playing
Love
poker
that
as
you're
long as I
using that
enjoy,
moniker.
Like, all that stuff. Like all that stuff is fun.
We gave you that nickname.
If you don't enjoy that part, then
You
it's
are the
hard
man.
to-
Always good to
Playing.
see you
But
in
it sounds
chat.
Like you really do. Like even though you can't spend all the time in it as much anymore, you still enjoy coaching me.
Yeah, this is fun. I like this. This is a perfect blend. A little competition, some showmanship.
Doug enjoying
out
himself
with the
today.
boys
Both players
and the
with the
girls.
same.
I want to see you in the
Hand?
arena. We need Doug
fair.
back in the arena.
Those days are gone. If I lose everything, maybe you'll see me back.
You know, you don't have to just make a career of like battling the toughest players heads up. There's lots of loose, juicy, high stakes games available.
Are there?
Yeah, if you're seeking them
So
out.
come on down to the Lodge Card Club.
King.
Yeah, me too.
Same hand. Chop this one up.
Or you could like go like grind World Series events or something. There's gonna be something for you.
I was gonna
Bro,
ask you.
I got 2 kids,
I know.
2 businesses.
Bring 'em
For the
Mickey,
4th
man.
time, Doug says he cannot do it.
Daddy's gotta work.
No.
He's a gamer.
It's not work. It's just.
His life has
it's not gonna
changed.
work.
You don't play the main anymore?
I played it 2 years ago. I'm here because I think we're doing something really big, and this has the potential to be a premier card room for a long time.
I agree.
And that's why I'm here. I'm here to build something.
There you go, Doug.
It is good for your card room though, when the face of it's a
True.
top player.
True. But it's also not possible.
You could probably almost play just as much as you already do, but just talk about it like you're in the arena, and it would already make a big difference. You've already like taken on the reputation of being the retired guy.
It's inauthentic to my brand to pretend. And who I am.
Sure.
A lot of brick draws out there. A lot of brick draws. What's he gonna do? Is he gonna bet?
2 pair for Frankie. Just 350 in the pot.
A lot of brick draws.
Gonna fire out 600.
What's out there? 250.
Doug Rivers a pair.
7, 8, 9, or heart, or jack. And there's so many brick draws here.
New poll in chat. What's the code?
That's kind of good.
Code Doug? Code Lodge? Code Brad? Or code Skull and Slick? I don't think we're a code.
Yeah, why not?
2 pair.
It's good.
Doug makes the call with a pair of ducks.
I like hearing good bluff catcher. Like, let's go.
Frankie gets a little value on the river.
Oh.
Dusty Doug with another stationy call.
Yeah,
Love
we're
it.
one big pot away from
Dusty
really
Doug.
retirement.
Oh, I love that energy.
Oh, yeah.
That's why I brought them. Ooh. Let's go.
Oh, sorry.
Let's play a steamed up 3-bet pot.
Ooh, steamed up. Steamed
Love the charged
Can we
language.
get Doug steamed up?
That's great.
Is that possible at these stakes?
It'd be pretty hard. It would take more than this, I think.
Maybe I flip
You
a
know what
finger.
these stakes?
Like a,
Rampage had aces versus my kings.
I saw that.
Or 8K deep.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a little more steamy than this.
Dim the lights for the showdown that we're about to have right here.
We're having some lighting issues, it would appear.
Frankie with 2 pair.
Five.
7.
Frankie's starting to win a bunch of pots here.
Nine clubs too.
Carving in.
Where are the clubs?
Doug has had the lead since very early on. At one point up over 5,000.
Okay. We got 7K over here.
You hate to hear it. At least we're playing deeper without me being stuck. So that's
Doug
good. Gotta look
up.
at the right side.
Yeah, that's not
Looks
bad.
to be about 1,000 now.
I don't need aces versus kings though to beat you.
Trips now for Doug and the check mark. Doug's challenge on Club WPT Gold. Just starting out this week. He's already started off in the hole about 9,000. He's wanted to win $100,000 in a month. First week has not gone good for him. Kind of had some Twitter fun this week, if you monitor Twitter at all. As Frankie fires out 525, will Doug bring the boom?
2,400.
He does. Here comes the boom and a quick fold from Frankie.
Feels intense in here.
Yeah, I think that was the biggest bet of the match right there.
So how you doing?
Frankie, Kitty's messaging me for updates. How's it going? What's going on?
Skull Mike
Pressing him.
sticks his head through the barn door. You're watching Lodge live stream Under the Lights. Be on tomorrow night for some
3.
tournament poker. Saturday night tournament poker.
I'll take
The
it
big
around
one
couple of
re-entry somewhere around 7 p.m. And then Sunday, you're not going to want to miss it.
It was a sensible 3.
7-3.
Yeah.
High stakes, Sunday afternoon, 3 p.m. Central. Doug, Terrace, Airball, PLO Alex, and more. Vinny, Mo, T1000,
It was
Boots,
ace, 8, 7,
Yeah.
7, 9. Vector flush got it.
Interesting.
Brown Balla.
I didn't think you do it.
You're not going to want to miss Sunday, 3 p.m. Central. Going to start at 5,100.
There was a bunch of hands at the bet fold there, like straights and stuff.
Players will be buying in for whatever they want.
Fold?
No, in your hand, bet fold.
Oh yeah, bet fold.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's a little bit better to block your strong hands and not just call into those.
Makes sense.
I have a feeling we are going to have quite a few viewers on Sunday. It's going to be a fun one. Yeah, 3 p.m. Central on Sunday. Tomorrow, look for us to come on air around 7 p.m. Central. Lodge Card Club located in the
Also nice
Austin,
to
Texas
unblock
area.
Straights and flushes, because you want the
Yeah.
weaker parts of the value range. to
You're
end up
flying
having to
in.
bet fold.
Yeah.
You'd fly into
I don't know, I
Austin
don't play
Bergstrom
versus
International
that kind of
Airport,
crazy overbet that
take an
often.
Uber
That's a
or
large bet.
car ride, about 25 minutes, depending on time of day, to the lodge. We hope to do the high stakes streams once a month. That's our hope. Otherwise, we do everything from low stakes, mid stakes,
He's a lot
high
of overbetting.
stakes. We do heads up like you're seeing today. A lot of tournaments. We
Didn't
just
have
did a
much
lot
last
of
time
tournaments
before.
for our Lodge Championship
Just haven't
Series.
gotten the perfect hand
We've
for it.
even done PLO,
It goes like that sometimes.
Big O. We've done pretty much many different styles for our live stream, including this heads up challenge.
What's so funny over there?
I'm laughing because I'm gonna tip her after the show, but I don't want to take a single dollar off my stack. Just like
Yeah, so we'll take care after. It's
yeah,
good. It's good.
yeah. That's why I'm laughing.
Frankie
then
doesn't
I'm like,
want
come
to
on,
tip
it's
right
20
now
minutes
out of
later
his
than I
stack.
didn't notice.
Wants to keep
It's
all
all right.
bullets
We'll
ready.
take care of her after. It'll be fine.
Yeah, that's just why I'm laughing at myself.
Talking about it. It's crazy.
Yeah.
Two pair for Frankie. Open ender for Doug. And there's the boat for Frankie. And he just checks it, wanting Doug to take a stab here. The little trap from Frankie. Doug reaching for chips. 575 is the bet, and here comes the boom. Waiting a long time to bring the boom.
2,800.
Gonna make it 2,800.
Two's good.
and a quick fold from Doug. Frankie wins about $1,000 on that pot with the boat. And Doug now just up 700
Maybe I can get a
bucks.
straight to fold.
He really likes buffing.
Frankie is carved in
I look, wow, that's cool.
to that $5,000 lead at one point from Doug.
Oh, I had a good one. Ooh. What happened here? Oh, is there? Oh, makes sense.
Doug initially bought in for $25,000. Frankie's initial buy-in was $2,000.
That was my best hand I played today. Where? Do you have like a paper towel? Some water like fizzed over.
Oh, that was a four. It looked like a 4-bet face.
Might have been. It's possible.
Did you mix?
I mix every hand.
In this hand, you could do everything.
But not Jack 9 off, or Jack 9 suited.
Jack 9.
100% flat.
Yeah, sorry. The water fizzed over when I put the lime in. Probably randomized like 500 times already today.
Man, but I've done it 505 times.
Oh, 505. I was actually 5.
3,400 people watching. Do us a favor.
Good thing I bluffed you there. I was 550.
Hit that thumbs up. Maybe even decide to subscribe to our channel. We'll bring it strong at least 4 times a week. 210,000
Flat open.
subscribers.
That's really impressive. Thank you. Sorry about that.
We've got about 730
When I
likes
watched your
of
videos
some
the very
sort.
first time, and attribute to you for getting someone who doesn't really know poker that well. You know, back when, I mean, you've been doing videos for what, 9 years, 8 years?
Yeah, about that, yeah.
Yeah.
2016, I think I started.
It's just funny, when someone doesn't know poker watches your video, it's like, yes, you can do everything with this hand, and in this spot, you can do everything. And then here, probably mix everything's good. Bro, this guy's like the best. What the hell are we talking about here? Like,
It is kind of funny in poker because that does happen a surprisingly large amount of the time. And to someone that doesn't know what's going on, they're like, how is this helpul?
yeah, it's like, what am I
They're just
watching
like,
right now?
oh, I can literally do anything and it's good? Like,
They're like, yeah, welcome to poker.
Like, that's when I realized that might be pretty good.
I would also
everything
do,
here.
I would do one of those things.
Been going for about 2 hours and 25 minutes. Doug with the straight, backdoor diamonds. Only $100 in this pot.
Nice. Oh, bad hand to call you.
Frankie with a pair decides not to call with the jacks. Doug Rivers
One good
Trips.
card, one bad card.
Frankie with king high.
King 5.
Very, very close. Doug tries to guess Frankie's hand.
What was the suit of the 3?
Club.
Was that a backdoor flush draw on the flop?
No.
Cumulative winnings, Doug up about 650. The Slow Boys in chat says best poker live stream out there. Thank you, Slow Boys. Appreciate that. Appreciate everybody tuning in. You're watching a heads-up match, Frankie versus Doug. Looks like the players may take a short bathroom break. They'll be back very quickly. While they're doing that, let me tell you about a few things. If you want to play on this Lodge live stream, 3 ways to do so. Fill out the player form in the link in the description below. Email Skull Mike at his email address, skullmike@lodgecc.com, or DM Skull Mike on his Instagram or Twitter @SkullMikePoker. Let him know when you're going to be in town and what stakes you like to play. We will do our best to make it happen for you. One thing, though, got to be careful of. We could make you a star. We've done it before. March is happening. $500,000 in guarantees this month, including a new $10,000 Saturday free roll tomorrow, about 4:15 in the afternoon. Come on. 10K guarantee there. We're also going to have a $100,000 Spring Madness tournament, which starts March the 28th. I believe that is a $300 buy-in. The biggest and best in Austin and in Texas, and we like to think on the planet Earth. Lodge Card Club Austin. We also have another club in San Antonio off of Wurzbach. Players are just taking a quick bathroom break. You do come to the Lodge, which we hope you do. Hope you visit Odds Bar and Bistro, a very great restaurant. They serve steak, salmon, burgers, a chicken sandwich. The spaghetti bolognese may be my favorite thing they serve there. And I've been told the breakfast taco, or they say breakfast burrito, it's a taco, is fantastic. Great cocktails, great appetizers. Great thing about Odds Bar and Bistro, you can be playing poker and at your table. You can just order the food and the wait staff will deliver it right to your seat, or you could dine in the restaurant. You play 6 hours of cash. We'll give you a $15 comp that has to be used within the next 24 hours. Not too shabby. Odds Bar and Bistro. Yeah, the spaghetti bolognese may be my favorite thing. Folks, I'm just saying, I've been to Italy, and the spaghetti bolognese at the Lodge Card Club, Odds Bar and Bistro, rates very high on my list. Tournament poker tomorrow, once again, 3 p.m. More like 7 p.m. Central, tomorrow's tournament stream. Cumulative winnings right now, Doug just up. Well, this is a little weird. If Doug is up 220, Frankie can't be down 620. So we will just say, there we go. It just made the change. Doug is up 220. Players are ready to get back to it. Thank you for hanging out for this heads-up challenge. Over close to 3,000 people watching from all over the world. It's not spaghetti bologna, it's bolognese. It's meat sauce, spaghetti and meat sauce. Come on now. Lenny says Italy is my dream destination. Yep. Was there a year and a half ago, 2 years ago. Year and a half ago. It was fantastic. The Italians have figured out life. Skull Mike. Players a little break here. Dug up about 220.
He's making a comeback. I told you, watch out for Frankie, Rick.
He got down 5K early, was stacked a couple times early on.
I mean, what's this break right now? All the players at the table. What are we waiting for?
don't know.
Doug need to call a timeout to regroup. If Doug loses this match after the week he's had, he might need to consider just hanging up.
Giving it up?
I mean, I feel like we're watching Aaron Rodgers late in his career or something.
Oh, yes, that makes sense. Good call.
What code did you use, Rick? Was it
I use code Lodge.
Oh, you didn't use code Skull and
What kind of painting
Slick?
we got here? We got a
I don't think we have a code.
upper class looking
Why
gentleman.
We got 16% of the vote. We're tied with Brad Owen, the #1 vlogger in the world.
That's pretty good.
And Skull and Slick, we have nothing.
He got the
just went
Lodge
through a
live
really
stream.
messy divorce.
We do.
Maybe a podcast down the road. Who
Sad he
knows?
is, but
You
his
never
dog's
know.
like, I'm still here. I'm still your
Would
best
people want to
friend,"
hear a
you know?
podcast of Slick Rick and Skull Mike? I don't know.
The shadows might be.
Yeah, I
telling
mean, he's
stories
standing
about-
next to
Ask
a
the
giant
people.
house that he bought for his wife, and now he's losing the house. He's losing everything, but he gets to keep the dog.
All right, Chad. If Skull Mike and I had a podcast,
all
would
that
you
from this
listen to it?
I mean, look at the guy, dude.
She never loved him.
Yes or no?
She never loved him.
Or absolutely.
Give me the dog.
Oh, look at this dog. Cute dog.
We didn't really want the dog, but he didn't want his wife to have it because he knew she loved the dog.
No, dude, he loves the dog. Come on.
I don't know.
secretly.
Guys, ours for
I'll get you some.
Jacob would watch.
I know, it's so weird.
Oscar gives us a hard maybe. That's fair. Top pair for Frankie. Giddy up, young fella. Now with the check mark approaching $7,000. We probably have about 7 viewers at a minimum.
Hey, we'll take it. We started off this live stream with 7 viewers. Alfred Green, the watchman, is in chat. Yeah, the podcast we would do wouldn't be your typical
The most fun
podcast.
to play against. Who was the toughest player
Who knows?
you ever battled against?
Like I'm playing the greatest hits. Just because I've answered these a bunch of times, but
Yeah.
I'll go down memory lane with you. I'll take a stroll.
I mean, I was there,
I'll take a
so
stroll.
you
No,
know, this is
I'll-
like
I'll take a stroll.
this is intimate for me.
Jungle was
Yeah.
always in his own.
That's a
league.
cool answer.
Yeah.
Man's trying to work his way onto Mount Rushmore of poker right now.
Only versus Jungle could I bluff jam, get called, and win. Where he's just like, oh, he's for sure full of it. And then
Yeah.
he just calls and like, I just have the best hand. I'm like, what just
Yeah.
happened?
Check mark
So,
for
right
Doug.
read,
Strip
but
nines. Let me ask you a
bad
question.
hand selection by him.
This goes for the chat too.
Well, sometimes. Sometimes he would just catch me.
Yeah.
It was mainly when he called, I got stacked, but. And this one he called me.
Just
I went
was an
3 high and he
instance
went
on the,
off
on the
and I said
floor.
6 high, and I was like,
Yes.
yeah, you could bluff us here.
The main floor?
Main floor.
Yeah.
Board ran out a straight. Broadway was on the board.
Good answer.
Yeah.
Both players had
Jungle
the
has
same
been
hand,
so
nuts.
good for poker
Yes.
with his crazy persona and.
One player goes all in on the river, the other one calls, but
moving over to the tournament,
doesn't table
doing
his
Randy
hand.
Savage
Just
bids.
rifles it into the muck, says we chop,
Making it more of
and
a
then mucks it.
spectacle.
Look, like, I love
But he says we
Jungle,
chop, straight,
and I
straight,
think that
and mucks his hand.
It's cool that we have him, but do you
Wow.
really think that
Do you
it's
chop it
unlocked
up,
in poker?
or is that hand dead?
It's done a lot for me
Wow.
personally in poker.
I know my answer.
Is that good for poker, though? For the record, like,
I mean, you have to
I'm a Jungle
show
fan.
2
I'm not trying
cards
talk
to
about
win a
it, but
pot.
I hear what you're
Hand's
saying,
dead.
because he's
You gotta table
a
your
lot from
cards,
being
right?
Yeah.
there, but
What's the
I
answer?
don't know. I think the more characters your game or your sport has,
It was not
the
a
more
chump.
eyeballs that it attracts.
Wow.
You know?
but is it?
Got
but-
awarded to the player who
He's a
tabled his
character
hand.
to the max.
Wow.
Yeah.
One
like,
player
yeah,
not
Is he
too
a
happy
character
about the
because of all
decision.
costumes, or is he a character because of being Jungle?
Well, aren't the costumes because he's jungle? I mean, who else does that?
I don't know. I guess my take on this is a little bit different. But what were you gonna say?
I think that it's it's like it could be good for poker if that's portrayed right. Like I'm watching a 4 million view video on X of a darts player walking in, and everyone's like hyping him up. So like if Jungle had the right media on that, as I threw at you, then I think it could in a way get eyes on poker, which previously wouldn't. Because like my motto actually on my channel is making poker a spectacle. What I mean by that is like football has touchdowns. Like we need something that's more flashy and Like Queens versus Ace King is just the standard thing. It's not as exciting as like maybe someone dressing up as a cowboy and giving yeehaws to someone or something, whatever it
Yeah.
is. Not to
could see
go
both
against what you're
angles of it in a way, where it's like maybe it like takes away the seriousness of it, and you can like have your opinions on whether that's a good thing or not, because it kind of makes it more of like a joke.
As a storyteller, I've got more to work with when I'm playing against Jungle versus maybe someone else.
Speaking of Jungle Man, Jungle Man's going to be
just
making his
complicated.
return to the lodge, Rick,
mean-
in about 3 or 4 weeks.
What is he going to be dressed as this
It's
time?
not bad to have it going on.
He's wearing a
But
costume
I
for
just
one
really
match.
wonder if things like that move the needle in a meaningful way. Because really what makes poker entertaining people is money. And then, to some extent, WSOP stuff, you know?
Jungle has a heads-up match scheduled at the lodge in a couple weeks, and it's not against Doug, Rick. Not against Doug. And then Jungle will be playing some high stakes the
I
following
think it's
day.
more push the needle.
Big things on the
Each
horizon.
person tunes in for something slightly
Over under
different.
number of Topo
And
Chicos
those little things
Frankie
like
drinks
Jungle's antics
today.
stack on top of each other to bring in
I've
more
got it
people,
at the
but
line
you're
at
probably right that by
6.5.
itself, it probably
But we're
doesn't
already
do
at
that
7,
much.
so the over is
But
hit.
he fills a very
There you go.
specific niche in poker that no one else is filling, of like being able to compete at the highest level and still be kind of a wild card personally.
Yeah,
Yeah.
not be just like this.
It's like
Yeah.
a Pete Weber style vibe, you know, the
That was a
bowler.
good check.
It's definitely not bad. Like I think it's marginally positive. But I would say the things that made Jungle interesting were nothing to do with the costumes or character. It was the fact that he played the highest stakes stuff.
Oh,
you
for
know?
sure.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the only reason the costumes and
It's like
stuff are cool.
incidental.
Yeah, it wouldn't be cool if he was doing that in a $300 tournament. Then he would just be like
It'd
that crazy
insane.
guy.
Yeah.
Maybe we should invite Birdman to the
I
lodge
think
to
you're a good mix
whoop
of,
on Doug.
strategy, but also chatting at the table. It's like not just being
Yeah.
like I think we're playing quickly, but it's easier to play quickly in heads up versus
Right.
other formats.
Yeah. There's something about being good for poker. I don't feel like I'm voicing my opinion fully how I'd like to explain it, but when I hear that saying, I think about what is actually good for poker, I feel like there's a big gap. Now, if you mean like it's marginally good, then sure. But like meaningfully good, I feel like there's a gap there.
Well, if you're only looking at like what he brings skill-wise, like to the average person, they're not going to be able to differentiate. I'll let you finish the hand and then I'll tell you.
I can probably talk and
I just think the average person watching for home's not going to be able to differentiate Jungle's skill and what separates him slightly from other top players.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
once he has like the crazy demeanor to go with it, it's like he's one of the guys to watch. You know, it's like
yeah. Block, raise.
Juggle's going to be playing one of our
there's lots of
regulars
really good
heads
players I
up.
would
Who do you
never
think it
tune
is,
in to
Chad?
watch, you know, but Jungle's one of them that I would, and it's
Yeah.
probably because of his personality. You know.
So when I think of good for poker, I think of what is bringing in new people. I think that's almost the entire thing. You could argue there's a little bit of a retention question, right? Like what
Yeah.
retains people in poker. But that's not mainly the thing that I think is good for poker, because what retains people in poker is their enjoyment of poker, right?
Yeah.
So as long as the content's meeting a threshold where it's interesting enough or high value enough, then you're going to maintain retention. The question is what actually expands the viewership of the entire space.
Yeah, I
And I do
agree.
not think the stuff like Jungle's stuff
It's
expands.
very marginal for sure. I agree. I mean, you would have to stack it on top of a lot.
Like,
of
let me give
other
you an
factors.
example. Queen's Gambit, what that did for chess, or what Rounders has done for poker, stuff like that, that really is good for poker. You
Well,
know?
if that's your favorite metric to measure it, you're probably sitting across the table from the #1 guy in the space. This guy's getting hundreds of thousands of views on every single video and reaching a market outside of poker with almost all of
A
them.
lot of people come to me and say they don't play poker, but they play blackjack, they spend time in Vegas.
Or they just watch YouTube videos and like to see interesting stories of people gambling and stuff.
Frankie C is good for poker.
Now we're talking.
Let's go, Rail. Finally.
I gotta stack this guy.
A lot of guesses in the chat for T1000 versus Jungle.
I would almost say like what your content does is the same thing that I feel about Jungle, where it's like you provide something unique and really special, and it's mostly for people who are already into the game. But that doesn't make it.
I don't
not
agree at all.
valuable.
I
You
would
think your
actually-
content brings in new people a lot?
I would disagree with that incredibly strongly. So my channel's done like 160 million views or something. Think about how many people did not know about poker, found out about poker, saw me analyze a hand, saw a news video. Think about how many new people that is.
Yeah, I mean, of course there's gonna be incidentals, but I don't know. When I watch your stuff, I'm like,
Teamed up 4-bet, 600.
not,
Kings versus Queens. This is good for poker.
it's not a knock at all. But when I watch your stuff, I feel like it's entertainment for people who play poker.
Generally, yeah. But if you think about how wide my channel has gone over the years, and you think about how many people found poker through me, like
Sure.
a lot of people say that.
For
Whereas
sure.
Jungle doesn't really have a distribution, right? He's on his own. He's on like streams and other people's platforms. It's
Yeah.
hard for him to really actually expand the game.
Yeah, and I wasn't necessarily saying he brings in as many people as you have. I'm just saying, like,
Yeah.
just thinking about the way y'all fill a niche in the poker community, kind of.
I'm with you. I understand what you
Look
mean.
at Frankie here trying to focus. Lodge live stream. Special heads up edition.
7K
Frankie C
behind.
versus Doug.
I wanted to play.
All right.
You got me.
6.
Well, we got 4-bet
Makes the
pocket.
call top set for Doug. Not what Frankie wanted to see. But Doug could be 4-betting a lot lighter than he is. Likes to 4-bet many ace X's, etc.
I think it'd be a good.
Bets
conversation
small,
later,
so
'cause I
maybe
don't
he
want
has
to
a
come
hand
across
like
I'm being
jacks,
Jungle, 'cause
10s.
I really like Jungle.
Oh, I didn't get that at all anyway.
No, I don't mean you. I just mean like some of the viewers and stuff. And how
Jungle's a badass.
For
I
that
mean,
price, Frankie can
everybody
go
knows it.
nowhere. Now King's full. Doug is the best at still engaging in communication while having just such a monster hand. And now this run out just awful for Frankie's hand. Could have been a monster pot instead. On the smaller side. Doug hoping and praying that maybe Frankie has an ace. Imagine he's going to go very large here.
2,700.
One bet's 2,700.
The overbet comes in. Frankie will think about it, but don't think we're putting on the hero cape here with the queens and sixes. He's gone.
Well, I took a little break and I saw this hand, Skull. I said, uh-oh, here we go.
End of the conversation
Kings
was about
versus
you saying he's
Queens.
the best player you've ever played against anyway, so
Yeah.
I'm sure he appreciates that.
Yeah.
You're going to be
And
going
it's a good answer.
buy some
he can do
yellow
it all.
shades anytime soon this weekend?
Plays all the games, tournaments.
Could be.
Cash, super high stakes,
Sacre Bleu is in chat.
and boss.
He is one of a kind for sure.
The yellow shades
He's
might be
good at
good
a
on
lot
the
of
Silver
things.
Fox. 3,500 people in
I think
chat.
the
Thank you
people
for
that are
tuning
really
in.
Growing the game though are people that are expanding it, like Wolfgang, right? Like he's reaching so many people through like the content he's doing on shorts and stuff.
For sure.
I think that stuff in a more meaningful way actually grows poker, you know, or like Brad's vlog,
For
what
sure.
he did with bringing up. I mean, obviously it's been a few years now for Brad, but
Yeah, they're in a whole different ballpark.
Good compliment
Yeah.
from
that's what I
Doug
mean.
to Wolfgang and Brad Owen.
Andrew Neeme and Brad Owen.
Or like, so most of my, like I'd say like half or more of my viewership is on just like hand breakdown videos and stuff. And I remember comments, people are like, get this guy off my screen. Like, why are you talking strategy? It's just poker. Like those kind of comments are like,
Yeah.
That's good for poker.
that's so good for poker.
For sure.
I don't think that Game of Gold did this, by the way. I don't think they managed to do it in a way that spread outside poker quite enough. But what they were going for with that,
Yeah.
I feel like stuff like that
Yeah.
is
For
good.
sure. Poker reality TV.
Yeah.
I was thinking about some ideas. Like, what do you guys think about this idea? I was thinking about this morning.
Yeah.
So you know how Trump had The Apprentice? That concept, we call it the stake. And the way that it works is we do an open casting call here at the lodge. We take like 10, 15, 20 people, whatever. And then the idea is at the end, like I'm like cutting people, and at the end I offer a stake to someone to play like $100,000 worth of tournaments or something.
I love it.
Travel around and play poker for a living.
Oh, I would watch that for sure.
I like it.
That's-
But then we make it super dramatic. So like lots of,
Yeah. They do
You know,
little
twists and
challenges and
turns,
quizzes
yeah,
and
ace.
stuff. Play against each other.
I would definitely watch that.
it'd be good, right?
I think it would be good.
That sounds like a great idea.
You could do like a Poker Out Loud style segment where you're like rating everyone's play and trying to figure out who's the best. Or who you want to back anyway, or who's the most coachable, whatever you
think-
think's the most valuable.
I think that if I'm gonna do it, I think it has to be, I play an egotistical mean version of myself. You
That's
know?
easy.
So like, I'm still me, but it's like as if
10?
I'm just like amping everything up to 12.
Yeah, that could be fun.
Be like Gordon Ramsay.
Yeah, like that. Exactly like that.
Yeah.
You're just like scalding people for their play.
There's a 4-bet candidate that's just terrible, and you're just like screaming at them.
You do not check your opening ranges.
Like just imagine like one episode, somebody just like folds ace king to a 3-bet, and I come like, all right, show's over, get the fuck out.
I love it.
You're like, no, we don't have to talk about
Perfect.
this. I don't want to embarrass myself or you with this.
That's funny.
I want to be a
I bring my
contestant.
security
Get
guard
out of
with
my
me.
card room right now.
I'm sure you would.
really
You heard
funny stuff
100K
about
free
it.
roll. You just wet your pants.
But stuff, I'm not saying that idea specifically, stuff where someone that doesn't really follow poker can be like, oh, interesting poker. I think
Straight
that's
on the turn for
you really
Frankie.
need.
Yeah.
The problem with Game of Gold was it focused too much on like, oh, they bet the turn. Like that stuff's not going to work with. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
That stuff's not going to work with
Right.
a broad audience.
Too boring.
It's just too boring.
And too in the details. Yeah.
Well, draws bricked.
Let me ask you a question, Rike.
He could cut people over at Odds Bar and Bistro over a
Last
beer.
time I said this,
You
I
know,
said
you're just not cutting it. See you later.
When's Doug gonna have the time for this? When he's tied to his computer screen all month? And
Not a 9.
The man could make time.
Jack's 7. No, it's not really.
Good ideas.
Jack, straight flush. Okay,
who pays it off?
it's good.
Oh yeah. It's nice to get a little value better.
Nice end.
The crowd goes wild.
You guys are bad for poker. Just kidding.
Yeah, I got a Netflix show idea.
Oh yeah, what is it?
Yeah. Well, it's like what do I want to say it? Just on stream, but essentially it's like a Queen's Gambit but poker related
10.
story. Oh. I was like, yeah, I had a 10. How do you know?
Guy in law school decides to go pro. Oh, they've
But
done
similar
that.
thing. It's like its own show. I mean, it's a poker
Yeah.
related, but it's not really.
Dude, Queen's Gambit.
It was so good.
Saved chess.
Yeah, it was so good.
It made chess
Yeah.
giant.
It can't be understated what it did for chess.
Oh, it cannot.
It's unreal.
It really saved chess. We need something like that. I mean, think about what Rounders has done. Like, think about when people have watched Rounders.
I mean, you could produce that out of here.
Oh yeah, is it good? Good.
50, 62.
Although we're not going to let Worm play at the lodge. We caught a hanger. Sorry.
Why don't you just hire a crew to do it? Just film a show out of here. You're rich. Just like bring in a camera crew and a writing crew and put it
by
together.
the way, that's not. when you've made a bunch of money, the way you don't approach life is, I'm rich. You just like do shit.
When you have a good idea, then you can just do it.
I would be interested in exploring that idea.
I mean, you've got the room.
That's a good business idea.
Is it better to say you've got the capital? You can make it happen.
It's definitely better to say that.
Yeah, it is.
It's 100% better to say that.
Make it happen.
Also, if you want to make a lot of money, the key to it is not just blowing it on dumb ideas. So sometimes
But it's not a dumb idea.
Yeah, it's not a dumb idea.
We all
It's a
agree
good
it's a good idea.
It's hard to do this stuff, but I'm supportive.
I mean, it wouldn't be like you're like betting the house on it, you know? Just like bring in a team of writers and sit down with them for a few hours and see what they can put together. Make a TV show right out of your room here. It'd be sick.
we would definitely have the facility to do it.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then the room just becomes like the most famous card room in America or the world.
It already is.
We kind of are the most famous card room in America.
Yeah.
I think so. Yeah.
World, I don't know.
We are. Come on. The Lodge Mahal.
I guess Hustler maybe.
Yeah, that's a casino though. It's different.
Yeah, card room specifically. Oh, clearly.
Yeah, for
Clearly.
sure.
Doug with the flush. Frankie with just queen high here on a small pot. Doug is going to raise here. Frankie's going to bow out. And we will go to hand number 189. Moving right along with the two dealer, one shuffle, one deal rotation, keeping it right along. Patrick Gravel says Lodge is not number one. Playground Poker in Montreal is. Sorry, guys. Well, good luck to them. We like what we're doing.
Saw a little smirk there. I saw a little smirk there.
I'm just thinking about the idea of shooting this show. How funny it would be.
I think your actual idea of the apprentice thing is a great place to start. It wouldn't take that much crazy production value to do it, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, we'd mainly just film it here.
Yeah. And I'm sure you'd have people that want to volunteer to be your actors.
Yeah, well, I mean, you have a chance at a stake, right?
Exactly. It's free. You don't have to pay them.
6.
Something about stables or horses. Kind of like for the name.
The name.
Something. The stable, gotta think about it. Gotta ask
something there.
ChatGPT about it.
There's something there.
There's something there. I mean,
I love the idea of just playing myself, but like an exaggerated mean version, you know?
yeah, that'd be fun.
That'd just be so hilarious.
You'd love it.
Just like,
That'd be so
what would you
fun.
say if you didn't give two shits how someone felt about it? And like that's the character in the show, you know?
Yeah, and you know they already signed up for it,
Yeah,
so it's
yeah,
all
yeah.
good.
Evil
Gordon Ramsay's
Doug.
a great example.
Yeah,
Like,
that was-
I am a sandwich, whatever that means.
Idiot sandwich.
I'm a stupid sandwich, or whatever.
Yeah,
Idiot sandwich, idiot sandwich. I love that meme.
Oh boy. Frankie,
The way I would do it too is each episode we'd have like a different person. I was actually thinking about doing it with Jungle because I think it'd be hilarious with him.
Yeah.
In the back, and we're analyzing their play, but not really pokery, not like
No,
shit, check
like
the
just
turn.
fun, like
But just like
commentating.
trolling people.
Yeah.
Talking about how they look. Talking about like whatever. And if you win this format, then you're safe for that day. And if you're not, then I'm gonna pick someone, to like cut them.
yeah.
Maybe there's some heads-up duels where it's like, all right, loser goes home.
Yeah.
I walk in and go, actually, you both suck. You're both going home.
That's funny.
Sure, dude, that's the
See,
kind
I
of
think
stuff
it should
that
be
really makes
you
those
imagine?
reality shows pop off.
Yeah.
People love that.
Doug,
You get like meme-worthy moments.
Jungle Man, and
then
one
it just
other.
goes viral.
They
If you had
choose
someone
their
write the show, all
own
you have to do is come in and
players.
film it.
Sorry, what's up?
If you had
Stake
someone,
'em.
like, kind of write the
And the winner,
format for it,
winning
and all you have to do
team,
is come and film it. I think you have a great
get
time.
something.
Yeah.
You know, get Doug, Jungle
Frankie
Man, and
should
maybe
volunteer to help be a writer. You just said you want to be a writer.
I could. No, I mean,
who
it
else
sounds like a fun
could
project.
they get? Kind of like, what is that? The Voice, where they pick a star, and they go on a team.
You lost me.
Just working on.
And you're like filling a space
team
that doesn't
concept.
exist at all. So it like doesn't, you know, you don't have to like even match any kind of like bar that's already set. You're literally
Yeah.
setting the bar.
But the thing is about content like that, if you did it right, people that have no clue about poker, they would watch and feel invested. Like, oh, this is actually interesting. This
For
is,
sure.
Yeah.
Because you're watching the characters. You're not watching
Characters,
the
yeah.
poker.
It's gonna be a lot of devastation. You know, people love devastation.
Dude, Jungle would be such a great co-host for you. You should get him down here, dude. Oh, that would be awesome.
Doug Jungle.
One other. You get 3, and they each choose their top
There are a
2
bunch of
players,
people in
send them
poker that
out
could be good.
to
Yeah,
play.
Maria Ho could be good
But
too.
actually, I think it'd be better
On a
to
certain
have
number of
people not in
series.
Poker mainly.
And Keating.
So you get co-hosts that don't really know that much about poker because they don't really have to know.
Yeah,
anything.
no, I agree.
Yeah, that's true. Get like an outside perspective on it then.
Yeah, like maybe we talk about a really simple thing, like he went all in with that hand. That kind of stuff is fine. But if you go too far outside of that, then it becomes too
Yeah.
tough.
It
Yeah,
becomes what Game of Gold was then.
yeah, because that was the big problem with Game of Gold. They did a lot of stuff right with that show, but they had way too many scenes that were like they're talking about this thing on the turn that if I'm just a casual viewer, I have no idea what's going on.
Yeah, just like straight over your head.
I think it could still be fun to offer some kind of glimpse into how complicated poker is if you could like really segment it off.
That's where the writing comes in.
Yeah.
They would need to be
Digestible.
extremely gentle.
Gentle, but like just shows the viewer like what it takes to be good at poker. And especially because you're trying to pick someone to back, so you obviously want them to be good. But yeah, mostly stay away from it.
8.
Got a couple questions in chat about Sunday's show. Folks, you're not going to want to miss it. 3 p.m. Central. Nick Airball will be in town.
Might not be wearing that shirt, though, because that thing is hideous.
Terrace will be here.
Because that was the thing
With a
Game of
cowboy
Gold. When I
hat.
first started
Doug
watching it, I was
Polk.
like, oh shit, this has potential to
PLO
be really
Alex,
big. And then as
Boots,
I watched
Brown
more of
Bala,
it, I'm like, why are they focusing so
T1000,
much on
Mo
that? You guys
Money.
watch that show?
I
Part of
watched
that
the
show?
first episode.
Yeah, I watched 1 or 2 episodes.
Yeah.
I
Who am I
wasn't
missing?
invested in the whole thing, but I
You
didn't
said
think
it
was
12
geared
times
towards
today.
people
You
who
forgot
weren't
already
poker.
who's
Like, it
playing?
wasn't gonna bring
There we
people
go.
in, really.
Yeah.
3 p.m. Central. It's going to be huge
Yep.
on Sunday. You've already got something to do on
Yeah, I was
Sunday.
just excited they
Hang
were
out
trying
with us
something
for
different.
about
Yeah,
6,
no, for
7
sure.
hours.
Ace Queen versus Ace 10 on this one. Top pair for Frankie.
But I agree, it was only for people who already play poker.
There was something there though. If they had done it
For sure.
different.
I mean, and their production quality.
David
is so
Williams
good.
freaking out on people.
Oh yeah, yeah.
That was great.
That was great. Yeah.
Jungle in the back was great.
Jungle was hilarious on that
David
show.
Williams.
325.
He did, yeah.
He was just sleeping in the
You
back.
watched that before Rounders?
Wow, that was
Crazy.
shocking.
Okay.
That is
I
shocking.
was gonna say.
Liz hasn't seen Rounders.
My
That's
main
pretty
memory
crazy.
from the show was Charlie having his shirt unbuttoned.
Crazy.
That was something else.
That probably was one of the reasons I only saw a couple episodes.
Me too. And cheers to Charlie. It's all right. But that was a wild move.
I feel like it fit perfectly in with what he portrays to be his persona.
725.
725.
Large wager from Doug. He going nowhere. Has the check mark. $2,500 in the middle. Now Doug
Sounds good.
waves the white flag. Goes check, check. Frankie's in the lead right now.
Frankie is. Doug started off with 25 grand, so
Saying it's a tie.
yeah, Frankie may be up a little bit.
Doug was up, what, at the peak around 5K early
Yeah,
on?
about 5K.
10?
And we will go getting close to 200 hands, and we've been playing for 3 hours. So we're getting about 100 hands an hour in this two-dealer rotation.
Joey, I feel like a very strong connection about content and wanting to he has so many ideas and all this stuff. But when I'm talking with you, I feel like it's hard to come up with a common ground that we're both passionate about because it seems like you're a little bit outside of poker, so it seems like super business focused. Is that?
Well,
I don't know if
Joey is Joey is an idealist.
I know,
He's an optimist.
he's so fun.
He's like the world is, and don't get me wrong. Like I like viewing the world in a way where there's opportunity to do things because there is. But once you're in the grind of having a lot of things going on, you have to do them well. You know. And so taking on new stuff that you're not going to be able to be 100% in on.
No, you're right.
I would rather not do them, and so when the plate is full, it's like, realistically, I'm not going to be doing all these things, you know?
Want to be good at what you do, not waste your time.
Yeah,
that's
basically.
true.
Pick your battles.
Yep. And you only got so much time to live. If you start walking down too many paths, you never make it far down any of them.
Yeah.
That hits.
The thing is with Joey, too, Joey is very carefree, right? He's
He has a good
his own life. He's by himself. He can be in, he can be out. He's on the strip.
You said 100 hands an hour, right? And we've
Yeah.
been streaming for
Have,
3 hours?
A lot of responsibility.
Run the math back for
It's
me,
a little
buddy.
different.
Did I say 100 amps an hour?
Raised to 175.
Are you okay?
That was a mistake.
Just the responsibility to have fun. It's different, but I like.
It's more like 66 hands an hour.
There you
I've known
go.
Joey a long time.
Yeah, you guys have been friends a long time. I mean, he talks extremely highly of you. I just like talking with people that always.
I was just
high
seeing
energy,
seeing if you were
optimistic,
paying
fun.
attention.
Was.
I radiate off that energy. It's just someone's like, we can do this and this and this. I'm like, yeah, let's go build a wall. I don't know where that came from. I mean, start a show.
Build a wall.
I don't think you mean build the wall.
Build the wall. You told him to start talking politics, Doug.
Well, put that in the reel where he checks back the straight.
Speaking of a straight, open-ended for
I was
Doug.
trapping.
I check.
Check here.
There it is. Broadway for Doug.
D's.
Goes check again. Can't check anymore.
Oh,
And
no.
Frankie Rivers trips.
Wow. Doug was trapping, and he traps again on this river. Frankie goes full pot. Doug no longer with the nuts, but he's confident that he has the best hand. How much is he going to make this? 600? Less.
Raised to 325.
Thought he would go larger, and there's no exit for Frankie with Trip J's. Got to pay it off and say nice hand.
Straight.
It's the call. Frankie, who was up a little bit at that point, just loses that pot, goes back down a little, and we'll go to hand number 204.
I think Joey has. I don't know. We're beating a dead horse on this topic, but like in terms of being good for poker, what Joey has done over the years has been way more impactful on poker because he's just made so much content on YouTube. All those podcasts he did, some of his videos.
Deep dive investigations. and
pioneered
stuff.
it.
Investigations. Yeah.
I've been
That
following
random
Joey a long
MMA
time.
stint he went on. Do you guys remember that?
The what?
I don't remember that.
What'd you say?
He covered a Conor McGregor
MMA
fight.
fight, yeah. It got
I
like
mean, those were his most popular videos of all time, weren't they?
It got like 9 or 10 million views or
Yeah, it
something.
just
Something
popped off.
crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Actually, when I was in college, I knew Joey a little bit. Just
Doug,
as
another
internet
straight.
bro.
2 straights in a row
Used
for
to
Doug.
Talk a lot about him starting his podcast and
Just
stuff.
7 high for Frankie.
So I've been following
gone.
him a long time.
Yeah, the MMA stuff's legendary.
I look up one day on his channel and he's just got a video with 9 million views and it's an MMA fight from like 4 days ago. I'm like, what the fuck happened?
And then he ripped off 2 or 3 more right after that, right?
He did pretty good after.
They all
too.
did pretty good.
50 for one? Check? Check.
A lot of hearts on board. Could we see 3 straights in 3 hands? Possibly. We won't.
River pair for Frankie.
Probably roughly another 50 hands or so we'll see in this challenge.
Shout out to our stream sponsor, Club WPT Gold. It's the newest sweepstakes model online
I do have a
platform
weird thing
available in
with
the
the main
U.S.,
event, where-
majority of the U.S. and Canada.
When people watch the main event, they think, oh man, if X person wins it, we're gonna get all these kinds of people in, right? Like when I remember when Kui win one, they're like, oh man, now we're gonna have all these raccoon hat people. Not happening. It's not like if someone that's a certain type of person wins. Like people talk about like, what if a lady won the main?
Yeah.
Would that really cause a renaissance of women playing poker? I don't think so.
It's probably overstated.
You might see the needle move a little bit.
A little
but
bit.
not much.
Maybe.
Like you were saying, marginally,
And a woman would be
marginally
bigger
good
than
for
a
poker.
random dude, I think. If a woman won it, that'd probably be the biggest thing that could happen.
Kristen Foxen was making a deep run this past year, right? I was thinking in my head that it would be good for poker, but I don't know how much it actually would.
It would be a huge headline for sure. But does it result in people playing poker?
A handful of people.
Flop flush.
Small move.
Frankie with the jack high. Goes check, check, trapping. 5 would be disaster on the river for Doug if we get there. A lot of good for poker discussions.
100?
You know what would be good for poker, Rick?
What's that?
The local fish at the casino, wherever you may be, card room, club, winning the lottery. That right there is what's good for poker. Ace. Not really the run out that Doug wanted to see. He's blocking some flushes, blocking the wheel. Options on Frankie C. Is there a world where we turn these 5s into a bluff? Doesn't look like. Alfred Green with a $20 super chat. Have a beer, guys. Love what you do. We appreciate it, Alfred.
The Watchman.
Makes the call. Pays it off.
Nice. Baby.
Frankie now at 7.5K and growing.
Yeah, he's up now.
And of course, you got to go to the topo after you lose the hand.
For sure.
Of course.
Folded.
Up a few hundred.
Nice.
There we go. Frankie has the first time all day. He is in the green. Or maybe the second time. But Doug has had a stranglehold on
Probably
this
the very best thing that
match.
could happen to get more people in poker is full online legalization. So that you can start running commercials and stuff for a site like Full Tilt. That would be huge.
I feel like because of the sweepstakes stuff, we're actually almost already there.
You think it's going to happen?
I mean,
We're moving
you
in
can
the
just-
direction.
I mean, look, like we got Club WPT sponsoring the stream right now.
I know, but it hasn't quite broken through to the mainstream where they're sending it out on Super Bowl ads and stuff, you know?
But Global Poker is doing like all kinds of online advertising everywhere. I
Online
feel like we're
ads,
closer. We're closer because of sweepstakes, sort of like breaking things down.
Yeah.
I feel like we're closer than you would think to that. But yeah, I agree.
I hope so. Just if you go the average person, they're going to think all those sweepstakes sites are like
Yeah, I do talk to a good amount
Not
of
the
people.
same.
Yeah, about the sweepstakes sites, and they're a little
mean,
bit
not quite the
iffy.
same.
A lot of my audience is new, and a lot of them say online's rigged. Like, can't play online.
Oh,
Yeah.
everyone tells
So it's like
me.
getting that public perception
gotta break
different.
through that,
You
where
gotta
it's like
break through
DraftKings.
the.
It's got to be
Yeah,
as big
it's
as
gotta be like
DraftKings.
DraftKings. Yeah, it's like.
Yeah.
Online poker is rigged. That's why I stick to blackjack.
You would be so surprised. I'm talking to like people who are like winning players in my games, and they still don't trust it. Like,
Yeah.
They will not trust it at online poker.
Yeah, but the sweepstakes stuff is a huge step.
Yeah.
I mean, Global's been doing that for a long time. I've played with
I mean, were
them.
people saying online's rigged in like 05 and 06?
Yes, they were saying it
still saying
legitimately
it.
the
Oh,
entire
dude.
time.
Yeah, they've been saying it forever.
It's just because they play so many hands and get beat, and
They're not used to seeing as many bad beats that they would.
It was
see
rigged
playing
at the
live.
lodge
I
when
mean,
Kitty beat my ace king ace jack. Like,
Can we
has to
edit
be.
that out? I don't like rigged at the lodge. That doesn't have very good sound. to
Don't
it.
like that
Great headline
sentence.
right there.
I think a rec winning the WSOP or somebody, an actor winning the
Pretty
WSOP,
close, Doug.
male or female,
Very close.
would do
Does
wonders.
that make you nervous?
Nope.
We're just gonna go down this road all day, huh?
You know, just saying. Pocket pair for both players.
We're just,
Frankie with the tanks.
we're deep in that hole and we can't climb out.
This board has very unique properties.
Yeah.
Thank you, Doug.
They shift radically though on this stack versus 100.
Interesting. Little speech and a call to the turn we go.
Speech play.
Both players with a diamond.
Yeah, the board changes a lot.
Smart. It's good to play conservatively out of position.
Is it also good not to eat a sandwich at the poker table?
You don't want to be loosey-goosey.
Frankie going for some river value block size. Likely will get paid off from a curious Doug. Unless we want to turn these sixes into a bluff. As played, I don't see it making a whole lot of sense. So he's just going to pay it off for the 150. And Frankie extends his lead.
Yep, Doug now down $900
Big
bucks.
for your win-loss total.
Three bet pots are important.
Moving right along. We're coming down the home stretch, folks, of this challenge. Appreciate everybody joining us.
Probably have two sizings there, right? Small and big.
I don't split turn.
You don't split turn?
Small, big, it's better to split, but I don't think people can do it well.
Frankie's had some luck with these challenges. I believe he said he beat Landon Tice, Eric Person, and a few others. Imagine if he could win this challenge today. Heading into the Daniel Negreanu match in 10
the part
days.
of my game I think I've done the most changing around on.
Turn probes.
Yeah. I usually
That's
just,
really interesting.
I only play single size and I just try to pick the best size. Usually when the texture changes, I just go block and play checker block. And then on non-turn changing card, non-board changing cards, I usually use pot. And then the double flush draw, I usually overbet.
Nice.
Thing is, poker is just really hard. So I just try to execute a strategy I think I can do a decent job of, rather than if I start splitting the turn, I'm gonna be terrible at it. So I just don't even bother.
Yeah, I agree with you there. We're saying tournaments too, like I've been doing recently. It's just a lot of different. I mean, every stack depth you could. A lot of moving variables.
Check. 40. Call. Check. Check.
Doug with the spade draw, no spade. So the pair of fours for Frankie in this small pot.
I randomized. I have a 5, a 4, whatever.
5 isn't gonna win.
Frozen. Frozen.
Beat a 5.
Big pot here at the end. 4K pot. What do we got?
Stopping at 1.
I don't know.
It's 10 to 1 right now.
Can you get a count?
Fold the victory.
I think if you fold out, you're gonna win.
No, I mean, I don't think I'm not gonna be too happy with like, yeah, I beat him. How much? $25. not that expensive.
460.
Hey, the record's the record. What are you?
1,000? No.
I think it's 5 and 2 right now, right?
I'm 6 and 2 right now.
6 and 2. All right.
Yeah.
Got to put Doug in the win column.
Ew.
Maybe I'll put a little.
I got
light
a
three bets.
three-
Yeah, put some
I
light
got
three
a 3
bets
bet
in
after
the
that.
mix.
I can't let you just be in the win column. I
Gotta put some light three bets in.
gotta start.
Doug putting some pressure
We
on.
do what we have to do.
Oh, I didn't hear it, sorry. 50 and a call. Frankie, you're up 1,000.
If I'd known that, I wouldn't have played those hands the
Not
same.
saying nothing.
I mean, yeah, of course. Obviously.
Call.
Doug with the jack on the river.
Raise to 280.
Gonna
I'm
raise.
getting this 1K back.
And Doug
Well, now I know you're scared money on the 1K, so I gotta.
down about
Push the gas.
Yeah.
$800 now.
I don't think we have that much longer. I gotta make it happen now.
Can't believe
We're not folding our way there.
Yensen says props for trying to bring the Bieber haircut back.
They started after 9. They started like 9:30, I think.
Yeah, at least. I mean, we got here about 9, right?
Mm-hmm.
So.
Shout out once again to our moderators, VW Bug, Yoda of Chatsville, Jim Bonix.
One size.
Always a great job. Alfred Green, you are today's most valuable
I
chatter.
didn't really realize.
The
I
Watchman,
checked back the flop. I realized.
selling Rolexes
Just interested.
and
I'm
Richard
just
Mills
thinking about what
to the
would be a good
world.
strategy if I-
Alfred Green, congratulations.
split before river
You are
anyway.
today's most valuable chatter. We do need a speech.
And I challenge that anyone is really doing it well, frankly. So, sure there are some nerd sickos that are splitting turns pretty well now online, but this is a general rule.
Put the heat on.
Yeah, man. Got to go after this 1K.
3-minute pods, boys.
That's where you're doing your best work.
Let's go. I'll let you have the small ones.
The snowman for
I
Frankie
did stack you early in the
and Doug
It's been a while.
with the flush draw.
You write a book like this in a day in ChatGPT.
Doug now picks up a gut shot straight draw to go along with his flush draw. Looking for a jack 7, does not come.
Jack high.
Frankie's going to win this
Bad
one.
cards, but
Where's the speed?
Frankie currently up, I would guess around 1,200 bucks
Check, check, check.
at this point
Trap me.
in the challenge.
Hey, that man, he's mad.
There you go. Slick Rick right on top of it. $1,230.
you
Frankie
get it right.
winning. 226 hands in.
15 more minutes.
You heard the dealer say about
All right, Doug, I'm
15
standing by
more
for 15
minutes.
Nice, all right.
Go ahead.
Let's go after these blinds.
Go ahead.
50.
It's Friday night. I think I'm going to go play a little poker after the show as Doug flops trips.
35.
Come on out to the Lodge Card Club.
Raise.
Say hello to me. Play a little poker. John W. said, told you Frankie is a legend.
One hand down. How many can we get in here?
50.
I'm not gonna tank either.
Maybe poker is
I
a
wonder if
sport.
the next gen guys are watching, his old buddies. Rosie.
Raise to 275.
Doug
That's the heat I want to
turns the open ender. Top pair for Frankie. Doug looking for some help here. Ace or 6 does not come. Trips
Check.
for Frankie.
Queen.
Nice.
Oh, he's running away.
Frankie
bluff the
now winning about
That is a good
1,500
feeling.
with about
I actually think that's up there for worst feeling in
Less than
poker is
15
when you don't
minutes
bluff and
remaining.
They have like, they're like,
Yeah, it's a tough one.
Yeah.
I don't think I win.
yeah. No, yeah.
you
that's
probably
out.
win.
Yeah, I think that's the worst feeling in poker.
Yeah, that's up there. That's top 3 for sure.
I think getting bluffed and then shown in the whole table's like, oh shit, that's pretty tough.
But getting bluffed, it's like, okay, I'm gonna get bluffed. Sometimes like you
Nah,
have the
that
right,
doesn't-
you have the right candidate to fold, right?
Yeah, but you're also
Yeah,
gonna
there's-
sometimes
there's-
just choose not to bluff and then.
If you never get bluffed, you're a terrible poker player.
Of course,
Yeah,
but all the
yeah.
things that we're talking about happen to everyone, so.
Yeah.
if you
Which
never
things
get bluffed,
they're the most
you're a
annoying.
horrible poker player. That is a good statement from Doug as he flops yet another flush
How many tables
opportunity.
heads up would you run at once?
How many what?
How many tables would you run at once heads up? You have 4 tables going?
I played a lot, yeah.
You have 4 at one time?
Well, yeah,
Yeah. Is that the max you could do?
about, yeah.
Yeah.
You stop being able to
I tried
really...
doing. I was doing 3, playing a few opponents at the same time, and 3's hard.
50.
Just because it's on you every time.
Raise to 175.
I can barely even do 2 and keep track of all the
It's
action
on
heads
you
up.
consistently.
If I was playing versus one opponent, then I don't mind playing a ton because they also have to play a ton.
Yeah.
So it's even.
But if you're playing with one person,
If you're playing a bunch of people, then it gets crazy.
yeah.
Two is a really nice speed. 2 happens at like a nice pace.
20?
3 is fine. There's something about 3 where it's not symmetrical that annoys me.
Yeah.
I like
that.
4 better than 3.
Yeah. But again, it's fine.
Check.
Broadway on a 4-spade board. Neither player with a spade. Frankie hits Broadway. Doug is going to fire here, saying, I got a spade. Will Doug fire again? Frankie with Broadway.
Straight.
Goes check, check. Frankie's going to take it
I
down.
think my worst feeling in poker is bluff catching and losing.
Jackie says,
Like,
may I
if I'm
ask you,
losing to someone
you guys
thinking he was
do a
bluffing.
mixed game live stream. We've
That
done
happened
those
to me the other
before.
day
We've
where a guy
done
decided to turn bottom pair into a bluff in the 1-3 game out there. and I called
PLO.
him with ace
We've
high
done
and
Big
lost, and I'm
O
like,
live streams. They,
If you're
unfortunately, they
bluff
just
catching and
don't
you
bring the
lose,
viewers.
You really shouldn't.
Because there's you
be
get
bluff
so many.
catching.
A lot of people
yeah,
don't
I
understand
probably
them.
shouldn't have.
Then those
I
that
just didn't
do,
think he
there's
would bluff
too
with
many
bottom
cards
pair,
flying
like a river
across
bottom pair.
Yeah.
their screen, whether they're watching on
You
their
don't wanna
phone,
do
tablet, or
stuff.
TV.
Gotcha. Got me.
They just
You
we've
don't
done
wanna be in
PLO and
danger
we'll
of losing
continue
to
to
the
do PLO
bluffs.
every now and then
Unless you're jungle.
So if
because we've got a
they
huge
invite you to
PLO
play in the
community
Vanguard
here
game,
in our
like,
lives
can you
in
host
our
one here? Like you'd still go play
Poker
a
room.
bind as big as like $1 million.
but they
pretty
just
unlikely.
doesn't bring the viewers
Pretty unlikely.
I think there's other ways to get hype than just $1 million.
as much as Hold'em.
Other ways to hype things up. But $1 million match. Could you ever see yourself playing for $1 million?
I mean, if
mean,
it
that
was
wasn't that long
no,
ago.
I don't think I would again. I'm a little jaded though because my
Both
my
players with a pair of
experiences on HCL
sevens.
with $1 million game have
Doug's
been
better kicker.
subpar.
I mean, you can do it here.
So
I have a 7.
7.
Doug's kicker will play, and we'll go to hand number
65?
65.
235. We've got probably another dozen or so hands
It's just too annoying.
to play.
Getting the money together, getting all of it over.
It's gotta be.
Yeah. It's,
And
You
don't
ever
wanna,
have a
not
$9
put-
stack online, Doug?
I don't think so. Probably $1 million stack live.
Yeah. Well,
I
they
don't
played the
think
$1
I'm
million
online.
game, right? I mean, there's only a couple of people that have ever had one. Right? Patrick, Ivy, probably.
It's really hard because the max buy-in was
Yeah, 200K.
200K. So to get to $1 million, you had to really do some damage.
Frankie
battle
building
easy,
a
heads up at
$1,500 lead now.
I think
No,
everybody like,
501K was capped.
50?
at 200K, right?
Raise to 2?
200K was for 400, 800.
On full tilt, didn't they have 501K with 200K cap?
No. At least not in 2014 or whatever. It was 400, 800 with an ante was 200K cap.
Not 2014, 2009, I thought. When
Oh,
it came.
2009, I wouldn't. That was before.
Yeah.
That was before me. Before my time.
But that's when all the biggest stacks happened, I think.
That makes sense.
Patrick. I think Ivy had one, Milver Million.
I think I've
Maybe
seen-
Zigmund had one.
A clip of that before. I think I've seen a clip of Ivy having $1 million before. I'm not sick.
Yeah, by the time I got to higher stakes, 501K was 30K cap, and 400, 800 was 200K buy-in, but was it with an ante?
Did they switch that after PokerStars bought them, maybe? Is that what happened?
Doug originally bought in for 25,000. Frankie originally bought in for
It was just the only
2,000.
game offered.
Frankie has rebought a few times, so that's why his stack is what it is.
It was heads up though. It was heads up cap.
Heads up.
The cap games were popular for a while.
Yeah, they were.
Check? Check?
I remember Ben Tollerine kind of dominating cap games for a couple of years, PLO stuff.
I didn't really follow the PLO.
Gut shot possibilities and a
PLO
board
captains,
pair for
But yeah,
Just
just,
followed whoever
actually
this
2
was
pair
playing.
now for Doug.
it was crazy around that time because
Pair
he'd
of
always
queens
be
and gut
rooting
shot
Isildur whenever
for
he played anyone,
Frankie.
because if he won, he might hop into your game next, you know?
Oh yeah, I bet. Money in his bankroll means the poker community is booming. I just always liked how he kind of treated poker the way
Who's
that other
talked
people
more,
treat
the
their
guy
games, so
sitting
there's
by
not
the
money to be
fireplace
won,
or Frankie?
and they just like do it for the love of the game, you know?
Question
Like,
for
most
you.
people get it. Yeah, like most
Isildur
people.
was a fucking degenerate.
I know, but I mean, but
I wouldn't say it was
Love
love of the
Frankie.
game. It was
Let Frankie
degeneracy.
talk.
But you said it yourself that he like
the love
obviously
of God.
wasn't prioritizing making money off of it.
Yeah, but
He's
like
just playing
I wouldn't-
whoever's the toughest.
I don't think that it's a good. I don't think it's a feel-good story. It's about like addiction. It's about addiction and losing everything.
Well, I mean, I saw him last summer. He's playing the 250K in final tabling it. I don't feel that bad for him. I bet he's had more money than the average Joe the entire time.
It's not as clean cut. No, he lost basically everything.
But he also made everything playing. You know, it's just.
Yeah, I guess you want to look at it like that. I think some of the stuff behind the scenes with him too. I had a loan agreement with Isildur actually, where I loaned him some money.
Oh,
And in
really?
exchange, he could only play No Limit versus me. Yeah,
That's a good setup for you.
you win. Yeah,
I don't know. Maybe with you having the inside look, it's a different feel. But from the outside, I just idolized him so much when he was battling everybody at the highest stakes and just totally fearless.
The fearlessness was.
that cost him
Like-
like $8 million though.
I know, but if he wasn't like that, would he have ever even made it that far? You know?
Maybe because he was good at some games.
I know, but
You don't have to play everyone in every game.
The every game part is pretty wild.
What I'm telling you is like if he had just
badass.
used like
that ass exactly.
some mild bankroll management, he would have left with like 10 million instead of 0. And you're like, I don't know, bro. It's real cool though. He's like, man, it's like he's. It was the difference. Like he just had to sit out of like half of those matches or whatever.
I know, but I think there's just a lot to be said that if he didn't have that crazy part of his personality, he would have never risen through the stakes like that.
I guess the way I would put it is like this. His top 1 or 2 games, he was absolutely one of the best in the world at. And that skill set for most players ended up being like, I'm going to retire with $5 or $10 million.
Sure.
And for him, it didn't because he couldn't stop gambling. So when you look at it like that, it's a little bit worse, right?
I hear you.
I guess to
I still love him, but
each their own.
35. Sold.
Appreciate everybody tuning in today.
if he ended up like living
Last
on the
night was
streets
a
or something,
fabulous
maybe I'd feel
happy
different, but
birthday
my
to
impression is he just ended
T1000.
up being
That
a
stream,
normal dude.
incredible 510, where we had
Probably
pots
isn't rich,
over
but probably isn't
$20,000
broke either. It's just
pretty
in
much
this
all
thing. He
night
got all that
long.
Sponsorship money and stuff too. He would have never got into
Today,
that
the
if
heads
he hadn't
up.
have-
Tomorrow, we're
Every
going to go
dollar
back
that's
to a
sponsored, I'm willing
tournament.
to play.
Oh, I know.
Around 7
I mean, I
p.m.
used to wait for
Central.
the day
You
he
can
was gonna get
watch
paid from Poker Stars.
Me too.
the Big One re-entry, which is a monthly tournament here at the Lodge.
That's why.
We were all waiting
Always
for it.
gets great participation.
That is wild.
And then
It was
Sunday,
sick. You
you're
knew
not
you
going to
got
want to
paid
miss it. 3 p.m.
immediately. All of it
Central.
was on the tables.
Yeah.
And it was either all gone in 2 hours.
A
or you had, like,
high-stakes
300
poker game with Nick
Because
Airball,
he's
Doug
like, look, I
Polk,
get
Brown
paid
Balla,
on
Terrace,
this time of the week.
Yep.
PLO
And the first
Alex,
X will go to you,
Vinny,
your pay down
and more.
alone, and then everything else I can play with.
Oh, you were really
So
waiting for that
stick
to-
around
Yeah.
this weekend for
Buddy.
some
very
great
much waiting.
poker action from the
He paid me
award-winning
back, though. He paid off the whole
Lodge
thing.
live stream.
So
Yeah, I've never heard any bad stories about him in that regard.
I'm not sure. Yeah. No, I don't. He's not a scammer or something.
Yeah.
I don't mean like that.
Or even just, some people aren't scammers, but they might take out a loan that they end up not being able to cover.
There was
and-
probably some multi-accounting going on a few accounts.
Yeah,
Where he played some people on some other accounts. I believe I should say.
interesting.
Allegedly.
Yoda of Chatsville
allegedly.
puts up
But like
Frankie's
strong
YouTube.
allegation.
channel.
So
A link there. Check him out. He's got a great storyteller. He's
Seems like
one of the great
least likely person
storytellers
to be able
of the
to get away with
vlogging
that, too, because
community.
it's so signature. It's like
Yeah.
I was playing someone, and all of a sudden they're playing 1,000,000 miles per hour, and I'm like,
Yeah,
wait, am I playing the person I think I'm
exactly.
playing?
He does great quality
nope, probably
vlogs as he flops an open ender. Appreciate it, Joe. In chat, yeah, we were pretty proud.
The defining moment.
The defining moment.
It could be.
Got like 1 minute left. 2 minutes left.
Another diamond. 4 diamonds on the boards. Doug with the 6 of diamonds for his flush.
Diamond.
It's good. Oh, 6 would have been a fun turn.
2 more hands.
2 more hands,
I'll
folks.
take a 6.
Good 5.
And then I'm going to put the headset on the wall till tomorrow
I
night.
don't agree. I don't think that would have been very fun.
50?
Yeah, see, like this is what I came for. Now I'm folding A5.
Yeah, there you go. You got your lesson in.
There we go.
Last hand of the stream.
All right, last chance to play a 10K pot.
Frankie looking to eke out a
I
win.
get what you're saying with Isildur, that when he was on the rise, you know, it was very fun and people sweat it, but they sweat it because they knew he shouldn't be doing it, you know?
Yeah, and if I was like his friend or his financial advisor, I would not necessarily give him the same advice as what I'm saying I admire about him now, but just as a competitor myself and seeing someone so fearlessly take on the best in the world, whereas everyone else like had that hierarchy in their mind and they're like scared to death to break through it, and he's just like, screw that, I'll play anyone.
But
It's cool.
the difference, though, is that there's money at stake.
I know.
So, like, is it,
Yeah. Like for me, I'm like, okay, I'll play Doug, like, but an amount that it's comfortable with. He's playing like huge.
And
That's badass. I agree.
yeah, I mean, it's just like someone else's perspective on money is so far removed from mine that it's like almost.
Frankie
a cool
with the
thing to
last
witness,
check
you know?
mark of
He just cares more
the
about
match.
the battle than the cash, I guess.
Appreciate everybody joining us today. Let's see.
know.
Doug's
Doug
going to
doesn't
fire out
personally,
here.
so-
Well, I mean, I
about
wouldn't
my
say I
outfit.
know him personally. 7 of clubs.
8.
And looks like Frankie's going to win close to 2,000.
I mean, I never even got
We
the
will see the
impression after
final
he lost
numbers
that he,
here.
like, cared that much.
Appreciate
Like, I
everybody
didn't feel like
joining
he
us
was
for the
like, "Oh, what have
last
I done to my life?"
3 hours and 40 minutes. Frankie with the $1,780 win in this challenge. We wish him all the best as he takes on Daniel Negreanu in his quest to take on some of the game's greatest players. He came to the lodge and fared pretty well. For everybody here at the Lodge live stream, we appreciate you tuning in. Hopefully you'll join us tomorrow night for some tournament and on Sunday for sure for some high-stakes excitement. For Skull Mike and everyone here at the Lodge live stream, my name is Slick Rick. Get on out there, play some poker. Hopefully it's at one of our 2 clubs, either in Austin or San Antonio. Take care, everybody.